Alopecia is bad for your dick.
For your wang, for your dick.
It's probably bad for a lot of things. You know what else is bad for? For me, at least, personally, my experience, when I got off of it, my endurance, upped.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't say that shit to me now.
My strength, I felt stronger. I felt, physically better. I would get tired, when I was on it. Yeah.
I heard there's terrible side effects.
Ari Shafir experienced severe depression from Propecia and didn't put the two and two together until after he got off of it. And he had bad depression, and it was all. And he realized, oh my God, it all started when I started taking Propecia.
I heard it messes with your sex drive too. Your dick.
I gotta be honest with you guys.
Killed my dick like a bullet.
I'll be honest with you guys. I take it all the time, and my dick is always hard. Hard right now.
You're amazing.
I am. As you always like to say, it's not testosterone. I'm just a pervert.
Brian always tells me, dude, I think my testosterone is too high. Look at your body. You're built like this. This is you.
Dude, I took my shirt off. Don't ever say you.
stick.
You were. You know what happened to you when I took my shirt off? You went like this. You held it in, but you went like this. You went immediately.
Do you think I shuddered?
You went, and then you were like, "Oh, you need to get in better shape."
If I was a woman, I would be excited.
Yes.
You guys did have a pose off.
We had a pose off just now.
We had
Two
a pose
48-year-old losers posing off. Fucking literally.
I'm on my phone. Joe goes, "Shot, we gotta look at this."
We're making you judge us. Making you
You
judge
guys
us.
are both my friends. Nah, we both you look great.
About
man.
who looks younger.
Didn't you think at some point in time you were going to grow up? I always assumed that this would not be funny for me.
Yeah.
It would come a time where I wouldn't be with my friends going,
Of course.
being retarded.
I loved it.
It never ends.
Will we be 80 and doing this?
I think so. I think we'll always be attracted to round, soft surfaces, fighting, any kind of penetration, and it'll get our attention always. What happened? The guy punched him in the face?
Well, listen to this crazy shit. Dana White told me that the guy who invented Regenikine, Peter Welling, is that his name is, in Germany? I forget his Dusseldorf, Germany.
Dusseldorf.
It is the one that Kobe Bryant, all those guys are flying out to Germany to this Regenikine procedure that it's amazing anti-inflammatory properties. He's figured out a way to regenerate collagen. With an injection. With an injection, your body starts regenerating its own collagen like a 20-year-old. And he's saying wrinkles will just go away. Your skin will just tighten up. You are going to look like a much younger person. And this is all within the next year.
Really?
Yep. They're
Congrats, Callan.
I don't need it. Look at my face.
You're beautiful.
It's so tight.
They're on the brink of doing this.
Man.
They're that close. They're setting up the infrastructure and they're getting ready to roll with this stuff.
I'm trying
and when
to invest
they do,
in that shit right now.
Hell yeah. When they do, it's going to be fucking bonkers, man.
That's pretty wild.
You're going to see Barbara Walters looking hot as fuck.
I know, but every
It's
time
true.
they are doing crazy stuff with tissue regeneration.
I wonder when they're going to be able to do that to backs. Because people that have really fucked, I ran into my friend Alder. It was one of Eddie Bravo's black belts last night. Told me he hasn't been able to, I haven't seen him in a while. Told me he hasn't been able to do jiu-jitsu in 2 years. His back has been fucked up and it just doesn't get better. It's
Disc? All disc stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm doing
a disc degeneration,
There are two girls I know who are in wheelchairs, and they are.
Are they
going,
is it from your dick?
It's from my dick. It's from my dick, and
you dicked them
They're
down?
both actually super attractive. I have to
Easy.
be honest, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have.
So you're talking
thoughts.
about spinal injuries, not discs.
Yeah. And obviously there's a long way to go before that. But there's a guy in San Diego, a doctor who I guess works with electrical pulses. And he has had some success in he shoots an electrical I don't know, pulse.
Sounds like false hope.
No, it's in some cases, it's given some feeling back in their legs and stuff. So it's promising. But I think we're a
100 years
long
from
way.
now, they're going to fix all that stuff.
Yeah.
They just can't figure out how to regenerate spinal tissue. They can't figure out how to connect. Once your cord is severed, they can't do anything about it. But they're very hopeful.
They're doing it with penises. I mean, you're able to transplant a penis.
Not only did they transplanted his penis, and he was successful. He got his girlfriend pregnant.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, the hardest thing for so many veterans is when they get their legs blown off, the first thing, this doctor was saying, the first thing young men say is, what's going on with my dick?
Of course.
And it's so devastating. It's such a devastating wound. And one of the things that they were trying to get money for it, and they were like, look, the legs are more important. And he said, you have no idea what you're talking about. Mentally, for a young man, when he gets an injury to his groin, That's fucking more devastating than almost anything else.
It's
You
pretty
identify as a
devastating.
man.
Also, when your dick gets blown off with your balls, like you don't have testosterone anymore.
Game
Exactly.
over,
Yeah.
son.
Exactly.
So it's obviously there's a lot to say about that. The horrors of war.
Yeah.
The idea that you can just figure out how to fix bodies to the point where anything that's broken can just get repaired. You know, think about like 100, 500 years ago. If you got a broken leg, like 500 years ago,
Yeah.
you're a dead man.
Yeah.
We're going to have to put you down. The thing is, the one thing they can't figure out how to help? Your brain. It's the only
Yep.
thing they can't figure
Yep.
out.
Yeah.
Everything else, you're good.
I feel like why don't they just drill a hole and shoot some stem cells in there?
I don't know, man. It's this
feel like it
CRISPR.
helps.
This CRISPR-Cas9 is fucking incredible. That's the new frontier. And in 10 years, we're gonna be literally taking your DNA and putting a gene in the area. Apparently, just shooting a gene in the area of that when they snip your DNA. There's this whole. Do you know how it works? It's kind of
Yeah.
wild.
Well, there's a great Radio Lab podcast
Yeah,
on CRISPR.
I listened to it twice so I could figure out what they were saying.
You know
Yeah.
what the con is to all this, though? Is all this advancement in medical and all that stuff, and we're fixing everyone. Everything's going to get overpopulated, right? People are going to stop dying
Maybe.
off so fast.
There will always be
It's
plain
possible.
old death. I think the biggest question
True, but
is how
the
do you
average life's going to be way longer. It's already increasing.
also how do you pay for, like, there are certain cancer treatments that are $1,000 a pill. I mean, you can cure Hep C now, and it's $1,000 a pill. It'll cost you $84,000, but you cure it. You will
Is
cure
that
it.
for sure? or-
Hep C is a curable disease. It's no longer a manageable disease. It used to be really hard. You'd have to take interferon, which would only work on Northern
Is this the
Europeans.
Father
look
Dallas
on
Buyers
people.
Club?
The look on Brendan Schaub's face is he can still fuck Pamela Anderson now.
Yeah, I'm
That's what
like,
that is. Like,
and
whoa.
Carmen Electra. I think
With
they're
the
both.
hold on, with the collagen and the new titties.
Sign me up, son.
I can do it.
We gotta
Isn't
just
that
do something.
crazy, though?
We got to get her to do squats. That's all we
Well,
gotta do.
I know.
Yeah.
No ass at all.
No ass at all.
Nothing.
Who?
Pamela Anderson.
I worked with her. She had an ass.
Easy.
When did you work with her?
I did Stacked, the great TV show
Was that in the
Stacked.
60s?
It may as well have been.
Stacked.
She was
14.
She was 38, still very hot.
How old
and
is she
had
now,
Hep
though?
C at the time.
So you're talking about like at least 10 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
about 10 years ago.
Bro, I saw Cindy Crawford when I was coming out of yoga in Santa Monica. She is jaw-dropping gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
She
I had
will-
a long conversation with her and her husband like 6 months ago at a party.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, she's
She
hot
looked-
as fuck, and she's like 50.
Yes.
51,
Crazy.
something like that.
I love it.
She keeps it up, baby.
Keeps
Have you
it
seen
up.
Christy Brinkley?
Yes.
62.
Have you seen
Looks-
her?
No.
Looks hot as fuck.
Really?
She might be the
62.
hottest older lady
Oh
of
no,
all
she
time,
is
or-
the hottest
Well,
older lady
Raquel
of all time.
Welch. I saw Raquel Welch when she was in her 60s,
Yeah.
and a straight up dime piece.
Oh, yeah.
Some women are beautiful their whole fucking life.
They can hang in there.
Very
They
rare.
can hang in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It's
rare.
fucking rare.
Super
you know how much
rare.
effort it must take to keep that up? I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a job.
You don't think
a-
it's genetics?
It's probably that too, but also effort. I don't think there's any woman who looks that fantastic that doesn't do something. Like either they have fillers on their face or they work out like a fucking demon, which is mandatory, or they go to they have to.
Yeah.
They have to they
Yeah.
probably do cryogenics. Like that's Christy Brinkley. She's 62.
That's nuts.
My mom is very similar in age.
I would take
and
her out
does
on a
not look
date
the
right
same.
now. I would
You
go on
would?
a date with her 62-year-old
she's
ass
hot.
right
and
now.
that's not even a good picture because like the sun's behind her face is in the shade. Like she's legitimately high definition beautiful.
That's crazy.
She might fall
I love
apart,
it.
though, when you get in the sack. You know what I'm saying?
Well-
Just like bones.
She probably just sleeps all the time.
just like a
She's just
vampire.
constantly
Don't touch
regenerating.
me, bitch.
I
you
know
go into a
touch me.
bathtub, it's filled with blood.
I
lying in there.
started noticing. I started noticing, like for me, like about 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, like I noticed that girls just didn't look at me the same when I'd come off stage. Like I mean, I talk about my wife and stuff, but when you,
That's not
as a
helping
young
anyone.
man, like you're doing stand up, you would always have some female attention. It's died
up.
down quite a bit.
dried up.
Dried up a
The
little bit.
groupies are older?
I'm old guy. Well,
That's
now
good.
I'm 48 now. If a girl who is 20 and she were to sleep with me, I'm sure, like we were talking about it, her friends would probably be like, "How old?" Ew.
For sure.
Yeah.
Your fans now are more interested in bingo and shit.
I'm not very. So when is that collagen shit coming out?
Soon.
Soon.
I'm shooting that shit up by the gallon.
Super soon.
By the gallon.
Just
By the
shoot-
gallon.
shooting it right into your face holes.
I'm gonna take my shirt off here because I
Dude,
got a
chicks-
tight shirt
chicks-
on.
How about you
Dick
take the
scars and
headphones off too?
stuff.
Yeah, but they just don't like feeble old dudes, you know, with weird like hunches in
No,
their
you don't wanna
back
look
'cause
like fucking-
gravity's winning.
some guys let themselves go. I've never understood.
You don't want that.
Yeah. Well, nobody
shitty
wants.
posture.
Look, we were just talking about Christy Brinkley. She's like way older than us.
Yeah.
But we would all fuck her.
Yes.
Give her a
Right now.
chance.
Right now.
And the right circumstances.
I'm taking my sports to a new level by the time I'm 62.
Drugs.
I'm playing tennis.
What is this tennis thing? Why are you so obsessed with that?
He's always been
just-
obsessed
How about you
with
take up something manly like jiu-jitsu?
I box, bro.
Oh yeah, you do, bro.
Yeah, I go 4 rounds.
Amazing.
Why are you looking at me
When's
like
the
that?
last time you boxed?
Ask Chris Van Eerden.
No, that's
when
not
the
an
last
answer.
time I
That's
was.
not an answer
That's
to a
not what I
question.
asked.
It was about. I don't have to
You've been
get
out
all
of town,
detailed. You
and then we had
fucks.
stuff going on.
Did
It was
you-
about 3 weeks ago.
Did you watch the UFC this weekend?
I did.
Did you? Where were you?
And by the way,
You were in
not
Florida,
to brag,
right?
yes, not to brag, but I called every single fight, including the Rose Page fight and the Frankie Edgar.
Well, you didn't call
Mendes.
the result. You didn't
no,
think
he
that
just
Frankie
picked the
was going to
winner.
I
knock
picked
out
the- I
Chad
picked the winners.
Mendes.
I picked the winners.
I don't think anybody. I thought Frankie had a real good shot at decisioning. Like when my friends asked me, like, who's going to win this? Who's going to win that? I said, Frankie has a real good shot at decisioning Chad,
Yes.
but Chad also has a good shot at knocking Frankie
100%.
out.
I thought if
Frankie
there's a
out.
knockout,
Yeah.
it'd be Chad.
The only reason I
Chad
picked
hits so fucking hard. I mean, he knocked out Ricardo Lamas. I mean, he bangs, and he also loads up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
He's a power
I just
puncher.
figured, I picked Frankie because I knew Frankie wouldn't gas, and I think if anything, I thought if Chad had to keep up with Frankie's pace, he would gas toward
Well,
the
Chad
latter
actually
round.
came into this fight light because I think he anticipated that kind of pace that Frankie was going to put on him.
Yes.
So I was
His
talking
body
to
looked
Justin
different.
Buchholz, and he said that Chad was way lighter for this fight. He did a shit ton of cardio.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was embarrassed by the Conor fight that he gassed out so quick.
Right.
Obviously, he took that fight on 2 weeks' notice,
Yeah.
which is a joke. When you're a big guy like him and you got to cut weight to get down to 145, his entire camp was probably all about him losing weight.
Yeah, man.
You know, but this camp, he got in real good shape, and he just got clipped.
A lot of these fights it's a toss-up. Like, it's so close. The matchups were so close, so you could have went either way.
So many people were so fucking mad at me. Where after the fight, they give suggestions. Like the UFC says, the truck will say, "Who do you think should get the next shot?"
In your ear.
Yeah, they say it to Goldie, and Goldie asked me.
Okay.
And so they had the footage based up for Frankie Edgar, and so I said honestly, I don't think that a rematch is the right. Well, you definitely could do a rematch. The problem with doing a rematch is
With
it'd be-
Aldo- with
it would be
Aldo McGregor.
with Aldo, Conor McGregor and Aldo. The problem with doing a rematch is it'd be so hard to sell when a guy gets knocked out that quick. When you hype it up for as long as you did, you hype it up for 2 separate events, it dies off, and then the first punch Conor connects with, it puts him out.
Here's the argument.
But it's hard. It's hard to sell that. But if you want to look at like lineage and you look at his history, you'd say, yeah, a guy was a champion for 10 years. He should have a rematch.
He deserves it.
He wants a
Yeah.
but does he? See, here's the thing. There's a giant list of people. People say that Kane got an immediate rematch after Junior Dos Santos knocked him out, but he didn't. He fought Bigfoot Silva. He knocked out Bigfoot Silva, and then he got a rematch.
But traditionally in boxing, correct me if
We're
I'm
not in
wrong.
boxing.
We're not in boxing.
Right, but correct me
that's
if
a
I'm
bad
wrong.
argument. You go off the UFC. So here's the counter argument. I'm with you. As soon as some people are like rematch, I'm like, well, he just got murked in 13 seconds. There's not much of a rematch. But if you look at the history of the UFC, he should get a rematch just based off the way they usually do things.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we look at Barao, right? We look at Barao, he lost, immediate rematch. We look at Anderson Silva, immediate rematch. You know, there's ton in the history.
Right.
Ronda Rousey, immediate rematch. Aldo's
Yes.
such a badass. He should get an immediate rematch according to what they've done before.
Right.
Now,
but
does
I
it make
think-
sense?
I
No.
don't think what they've done before is based. I think a lot of it is based on like what kind of compelling contenders do they have for that title, and especially compelling contenders where you look at their style versus like the style of the guy who is now the current champion. And if you wanted to pick like the most intriguing stylistic matchup, I think it's Frankie Edgar.
Yes.
Frankie Edgar, a
He's a
guy who
knight.
fought at 55, won the title at 55, beat legends in BJ Penn, just knocked out Chad Mendes with 1 punch. Before that, beat the fuck out of Cub Swanson.
No doubt.
I mean, he beat Uriah Faber. He's smushed everybody they put in front of him for a few years now. He's a monster.
He deserves.
But how can you give someone, say like Ronda, an immediate rematch and make Holly wait?
That's a very good question.
Because you're saying, and
I'm
I
not
agree.
I'm not saying that Ronda should get an immediate rematch.
Oh yeah, it's true. You weren't, but for the most part, she's getting an immediate rematch, right? It's guaranteed.
Well,
So, but-
that's the plan, but she has to pass the medicals
True, but the
and make
plan
sure
is-
she's healthy and all that
True,
jazz.
but the
Yes.
plan is she's going to get the
Right.
rematch.
But that
All I'm
plan,
saying
but that's only
is,
financial. Look, financially, the Holly Holm fight with Ronda is the biggest fight for Holly Holm. Holly Holm is going to make like $7 million for the Ronda Rousey.
And that's great
for her.
If I was Holly Holm, I mean, she doesn't want to wait. She wants to stay active, and I totally understand that. And I think, it should be her prerogative as a champion to kind of choose. But financially, that's the smart fight for her. Like she's going to make the most money.
She wants to fight Miesha Tate before.
Yes,
that's what her and her camp wants to do. And Miesha wants that fight. The UFC saying no. So how can you grant? This is all I'm saying. You can't play favorites. Because when the public smells favorites, then you're losing credibility.
But
so
if
you give one champ a rematch,
is that favorites or is that smart financially?
What about Verdum Kane?
That's a good
immediate
question.
Rematch.
Well, Kane and Verdum were not going to have an immediate rematch. They offered Verdum other fights. And I don't know how they came to the conclusion of Kane fighting, but apparently there was a bunch of other people in the mix, and they came to settle on Kane. It might have been that it was Verdum's choice because of financial reasons. Like the Kane fight will be much more financially viable.
I get it, man.
So
what about Renan Barão? You know what I'm saying? You give Renan Barão. He's not a draw at all. But TJ whoops his ass. You're like, all right, this guy's been a champ for so long. We give him another rematch.
I see what you're saying. That there should be consistency.
There has to be.
But also,
I
actually think.
Hold on, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can't be consistent. you can't play. You know what I'm saying, Joe? Like you can't play favorites because when
you hold up your
stay in your lane for a second.
He holds up his finger.
You're interrupting him.
So, but. There just has to be some sort of consistency where you just can't play favorites. Well, this is good here, this is good here. You know what I'm saying?
It's
the same
agree.
with and Damian Maia brought this up, and it's a great point.
Yes.
It's the same with the rankings because where the fuck are we getting these rankings?
Here's one that doesn't make any sense to me. How come Uriah Hall knocked out Gegard Mousasi? But Gegard Mousasi was ahead of him in the rankings. Knocked him out in his last fight.
There's a bunch like that. That's a thing. So,
but that's the most egregious, in my opinion.
There's been bigger ones that I've seen. But most of the fighters, we laugh at the rankings. We used to laugh at the rankings. Like 1 and 2, whatever. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out 1, 2. Right. After that, who's voting on these fucking things?
I don't know who votes on these things.
It's the same thing with a lot of these title shots.
Okay, let me ask you this.
If you want to be taken serious, it can't be WWE style.
Let me ask you this. Do you think there's an inherent problem with the promotion, being the UFC, also being the ones who dictate who fights for titles?
100%.
Because normally it's not. Like,
what do you mean by that?
The WBC is a sanctioning body, right, for boxing. The WBC decides who's the mandatory contender, and then Bob Arum or Don King or Golden Boy, those are the ones who promote the fight.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The UFC is both.
Right.
They're the sanctioning body, and they're also the promoters of the fight. So they have a vested interest in going with the best financial option. This is why Tyson Fury was just stripped of his heavyweight title. Tyson Fury just legitimately outboxed Vladimir Klitschko. Beat his ass.
Right.
Just 100%. It's kind of weird, clunky style he
Still
has.
won every round.
Won
Maybe
every fucking
lost one
round. Beat Vladimir Klitschko, guys, and lost in 10 fucking years. And they had an immediate defense of the title that they were imposing on him. And he passed on. He said, I'm not doing that. They stripped him of his title. This is within weeks of him beating Vladimir Klitschko for the title.
A week. Yeah, it's like a week.
So this is a drastic contrast to what the UFC has. The UFC would say, look, I don't care what the ratings are, you're fighting Vladimir Klitschko again because that's where all the fucking money is,
Yes.
right? And that's what they would do.
Well, think if the NFL and NBA did this, or MLB. If these other major leagues did this, you'd have the most popular teams. You'd have the Yankees in the playoffs all the time.
No,
you'd have the Cleveland.
It's not a valid comparison.
It is because
it's not. Because
it's
you're
very
talking
black
about,
and white.
No, because you're talking about teams. You're talking about teams versus individuals. It's not a valid comparison.
Don't you think?
I disagree. I think you need
to play for a championship. You have to go through a whole season.
Yeah.
You go through a whole season. You have to
different.
win to even be in contention to play for the Super Bowl. To be in contention to play for the major leagues.
True, but it's still
or
not
to,
up in the
play for
air.
World
It's very
Series.
black and white. Win, you're in.
But
the UFC is not black and white.
Let me ask you guys a question about
Well, that's why it's not a valid comparison, because you can't
Well, I'm
set
saying
it
if you
up
want to
so
get
that they
taken
do that.
serious, you're going to have to come up with a formula where people can see the madness behind your reasoning.
like
Does
an
that make sense?
algorithm or something, right?
Yes, that's what Damian Maia was saying. Damian Maia was saying that after the I think he's had I don't know how many victories in a row he's had, but at welterweight he's been virtually flawless. I mean, I think one person might have beaten him at welterweight.
That's crazy.
Who beat Damian Maia at welterweight? But look, Damian Maia made a very good point. Damian Maia he's such a fucking respectful gentleman, and such a perfect representative of martial arts. That guy is a gem.
The best.
He really
you see
is.
his quote? He goes, I just do punching to set up my takedown so I can do jiu-jitsu because I don't want to hurt my opponent. Wow. I want to be able to train the next day.
Wow.
Because I just want to get in there and win by jiu-jitsu so I can go back train. They can go back to train.
Wow.
He's one of the good ones.
He's amazing.
He's the fucking young guy destroyer, though. Hey, let's quit tossing these young up-and-comers, and he just rapes them.
No, but who cares about
Neil
the
Magny,
age?
Gunner, just
set it up.
Nom, 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 nom.
Set it
nom,
up.
nom,
Let
nom,
him choke them all. Okay, so Rory McDonald beat him. That was the last guy at welterweight. And right before that was Jake Shields beat him, which was a great fucking fight, man. But that was a split decision. Roy beat him, unanimous decision. Split decisions are so weird because sometimes they are clear. You just got an idiot judge, and I don't remember.
Well, how about
that
Romero
fight.
and Jacare?
That was a very close fight.
I almost thought it was going to be a draw or a split decision for
It could
Jacare.
have been. Well, I thought it could have been a draw because I think Yoel definitely got a 10-8 round the first round, but the question is, will they score a 10-8 round? When you got a guy completely on Queer Street, you spinning it up, back fist him in the jaw, knock him down, and Jacare he got up to his, after he took a fucking prolonged beating on the ground. He got hit with some bombs by Yoel. He gets up to go to his corner, and he is on wobbly legs. Like, they could have easily stopped the fight. And I was thinking that they should have stopped the fight. But Jacare, being the stud that he is, came back and reestablished himself in the second round, partially because Yoel gassed. Because Yoel, who looks like a fucking superhero, the most ridiculous
It's good for 3,
stud
not good for 5.
3? You mean 3 minutes?
No,
Exactly.
That's
why if he
minutes.
fights Luke Rockhold and tries to go 5 rounds,
This is my
forget
thing,
it.
Joe.
Yeah.
You can't give. I thought after that fight, whoever wins, you can't give those guys a title shot. You do Weidman, Rockhold 2. You don't give the winner of that bullshit fight a title shot. I don't think.
I think you can make a real good point to that. But this sort of contradicts what you said about having a very clear algorithm as far as like who becomes the #1 contender and who fights who.
But this is the thing. I'm going based off past UFC history.
You know what I think they should do? I really think this. I think there should be a way where people sign in on Facebook. You know, like you sign in using your Facebook so we know you're a real person, and the public votes. Then you also have the media vote. You have the mixed martial arts media, like the guys who...
It's like the Golden Globes almost.
Yeah, something like that. And then you have fighters vote. So you
Fighters
have,
is a good idea.
So just like how you have 3 judges that score a fight, you have 3 sources that you use to pick who the contenders are.
It's a good
and
idea,
who
man.
the #1 contender
I
is.
like it.
That's the wisdom of crowds. That's
I like
a good
it
idea.
because I think it's a bad idea, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of trouble if you just leave it up to the UFC brass to make all
I don't
those
know.
decisions.
I don't. Even though I work for the UFC and I've worked for the UFC forever, like people ask me questions, I don't know. I don't know. Look, I don't know who the fuck does it. I don't know who makes the rankings. I don't know shit. When I get to work, this is what I do. When I get to the UFC, I say hi to everybody. I hug everybody. I get excited. I go, I can't fucking believe this. I start going over the matchups. I've already watched video on fucking everybody in the card pretty much by then. And when I say I don't do research, I'm kind of full of shit. But it's not that I don't do it as research. I just do it because I go, oh, Colby Covington.
you're a
How's
fan.
he fucking gonna handle this dude? This guy's got a nasty Wavery Alves got a fucking wicked guillotine. Like if he tries to take this kid to the ground, he's gonna shoot for that double. He's gonna get caught in that guillotine.
It's not your job
Warley
to know all
Alves
that
is
stuff,
a fucking
though.
nasty kickboxer. He's gonna want to take this guy down. But it is my job, sort of.
No,
but
I'm saying
would
you shouldn't know like the
Right.
rankings and
Right,
how
right, right.
everyone decides.
But
that.
I'm just saying that I would do everything that I do, even if I wasn't working for the UFC,
Right.
just because I'm
Right.
freaking out about these events, and that's just what I get
It's
into.
your passion.
But let me.
Right. But hold on a second. But I don't know what the fuck is going on besides that. When I get there, when I show up, I say my highs, I get my shit. They put the mic on me. I high five
gone.
Goldberg. We hug each other. Here we go.
You know what
I
the
don't
thing
know.
is, though?
I don't know what's going on.
We care more about your opinion than, especially the public.
Well,
more
it's
than
an
a lot of
informed- it's an
people.
Well, some
informed
people are
opinion.
mad, though. This is what we got into the beginning, that I said that I don't think that it's smart to have Aldo fight right away. My opinion is that, first of all, Aldo got knocked dead. Okay? When you get knocked dead like that, you need a long time off. You need at least 6 months off. Conor McGregor could fight next Tuesday.
Yes.
And I think that Frankie Edgar could also fight next Tuesday.
Yes.
100%.
I also think that fight will be fucking bananas. And for a fan, I am so excited to watch that fight because I think Frankie has a really dangerous style for a guy like Conor who's taken down repeatedly by Chad Mendes.
True.
He's a fucking nasty wrestler. His cardio is off the chain. His footwork is fantastic. He's got Mark Henry in his corner. They're going to come up with a badass game plan between Henry and Kavanaugh and Frankie, who's a fucking winner, and Conor, who's a fucking winner.
What?
God damn.
Right? How about this, Joe?
Let me ask this question. What would you be most excited about?
You ready for this?
Yes.
Cowboy to beat Dos Santos. Dos Santos, Conor in Dublin in front of 80,000 fans.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Huh?
100%.
Huh?
100%. You're right.
Think about marketing
You're right.
the title, Donald Cerrone, Conor.
I know, but guys,
Okay,
but
here's the problem with that.
Here's the problem with that.
Wait, let me just say one thing.
That's a giant if.
Yeah.
Rafael Dos Anjos is a fucking beast, and I think those two are going to clash, and who knows what's going to happen, especially since Dos Anjos beat Cowboy the first fight. I think it's going to be a wild, wicked fight.
Drug testing.
But
you're right.
Oh, drug testing. Did you just say
There's going to be, that's the air fact. But wait. Take me back for a second.
Brian Callen?
Let me say one thing about, you got to give Jose Aldo a rematch, in my opinion, for two reasons. One, I think that at the end of the day, he was the champion for 10 years, and if anybody's earned a shot. Two, I think Conor McGregor has a secret, which is he's watching these guys strike and knows something they don't know. He's somehow, I don't know if he's
that too doesn't matter.
Hold on.
Because that's just saying who you think is going to win.
What I'm saying is this. When you knock a champion who's been that dominant and that good for 10 years out in 14 seconds,
13.
there is a question, which is, was that in some ways a fluke? Did he make one mistake and pay for it, which can happen in MMA with those small gloves? Does he get another shot to at least give us a longer fight?
Conor goes, he's going to come out extremely aggressive. I'm going to counter knock
I know
him
that,
out.
and
he called it to a T.
Did you see the video
of
him warming up in the dressing room, and then in contrast, like a split screen with him warming up right next to the actual fight itself? He was preparing exactly for that maneuver. And he's mimicking Aldo's face first movement, and he does this little slight step to his right hand side. He makes an adjustment. He throws the first left hand. The first hand doesn't land. So if you watch him moving, he throws that side kick to the leg. Then he makes a very slight step to the right. Aldo moves to the right hand, counters him with the left. Boom.
He knows something. That's what I'm saying. Is I think that he would fight him again and knock him out again.
But that's irrelevant.
But I think the champion gets a rematch. I mean, I think he deserves it. I really do. Jose Aldo.
Maybe, but here's the thing. It ties up the title for a long time, and you have all these contenders.
Yeah.
You have an amazing list of contenders. How about this? How about you have Jose Aldo fight Max Holloway, and you have a fucking great fight between one of the top contenders and Max Holloway, this young, exciting kid, 24 years old, beating everybody, just figured out Jeremy Stevens. He's elusive. He's slick. He puts on a fucking show. He's a motherfucker. He has crazy cardio. He's driven and fired up. And you can't quite have him fight for the title yet because Frankie's ahead of him. And it's, the division is super exciting. Frankie fucking cleared the way, man. Frankie was pissed he didn't get the shot when Chad got it.
Yes.
After he beat Uriah, they thought that Frankie, his safety-first style against Uriah was boring. He wanted decision. He didn't try to finish him. Chad went out and blew Ricardo Lamas out of the water. Chad gets the shot. And Frankie's like, what the fuck? Look what I did to Cub Swanson. Look what I did to all these other people. So then what does he do? He goes out there and takes it out on Chad. Murks him.
Yeah.
Puts him away. In my opinion, like as a fan, I'm excited to see that. I think, here's another thing. I really believe this wholeheartedly, and I think this is a very important point. Fighters should wait a long fucking time after they get knocked out like that.
True.
He got cleaned.
Yeah.
He got flatlined, and then he got hammer-fisted while he was out.
Yes.
True.
He got up, and he was asking what happened. He was putting his hands up. He's going, I don't know what he was saying because he was speaking in Portuguese, because he was shaking his head, and they were nodding their head. They were saying, yes, it happened. He goes, no, no, no. And they were going, yes, yes, yes.
Here's the other thing, Joe, that a lot of people aren't talking about. I hate to be a stickler, and I took some fucking shit for saying this. You're batshit crazy if you don't think Jose Aldo's body looked different. You're batshit crazy if you think he's going to fight the same. Also, all these people want to give me all the shit for it, his camp, I think, is 1-7, 0-8 since his drug testing came out. So you're talking about a different fighter, man. A completely different fighter.
Well,
so for me, that's a huge X factor.
There was a leaked audio from inside the truck of me saying that. Someone got when the audio goes out. There's an audio feed when the main event happens. And when that main event audio feed goes out, they anybody could listen to it that is picking up the feed to air it and broadcast. And I said that his body looked just deflated. It looked smooth. Wow. And that I felt like he looked really nervous. I said he looked nervous as fuck. And I said I don't want to jump to conclusions. He might just be doing a lot of cardio, which is possible. Because one of Aldo's big problems, and Dana White has said this, a perfect way of describing it, that Aldo's the very best fighter ever for 2 rounds. And then he would always gas, and then he would always sort of coast. Like Ricardo Lamas, he beat the shit out of Lamas in the first round. The end of the 5th round, Ricardo Lamas was on top, grounding, pounding.
Hominick, too.
Mark Hominick, same goddamn thing.
Well, he was on antibiotics with Hominick, but yeah, for staph, I think. So that was...
I never heard that.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear that?
He was, I think when he fought Hominick, he had just done, he'd had staph, and he'd done a whole
Google
thing
that,
on,
Jamie, see if that's true. Well, how about Luke Rockhold won the fucking title
Unbelievable.
on antibiotics? Denny Propokos won his first match in EBI yesterday. He was dying of staph.
If you've
Denny was
taken
in the hospital
antibiotics, they're a motherfucker.
Denny was in the hospital for weeks.
Wow.
Like Denny was dying on from staph just
He
a
looked
couple of
great,
months
Were
ago.
you surprised by Luke's domination like that?
Totally surprised.
Yeah.
Totally was surprised by a lot of things. We totally should get to that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Aldo had concentrated more on cardio or if he had gotten off steroids. But I do know, and this is with non-specific, there is a huge problem in MMA with steroids. It is a huge problem. And that problem is being cut away like cancer by this new program, by Jeff Nowitzki. I also know that they tried to test Aldo in camp, and Aldo's people had the cops pulled on these people. They wanted to get him kicked out of the country. They were trying to deport them out of the country. Then when they finally did give him a urine sample, he tripped and spilled his piss.
Is this not weird to anyone?
That's insane.
It doesn't take
I've never
anything
tripped
away.
and spilled piss in my entire career.
Honestly, I have.
The thing is,
I piss in cups all the time.
it doesn't.
Okay, it turns out Feather Aldo was recovering from an undisclosed infection. It was on antibiotics.
Good call, Callan.
There you go,
Brian
guys.
Callen.
Come on, guys.
Well, the thing is,
I should know that.
It
better
doesn't
than
take
you.
away anything that Aldo's done in his career, even if he is. I'm not saying he's never failed a test, so who knows?
Right. Well, neither did Lance Armstrong.
There you go.
And
All
he
I'm saying
admitted
is,
to be on tests. Yeah.
and same with Lance Armstrong, same with baseball,
Barry Bonds,
Sammy
too.
Sosa.
He was
the
exonerated.
guys throwing
Yeah.
the pitch are on some shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's on some
Yeah.
shit.
You're
Aldo's
right.
great.
You're right.
No
You're
matter
right.
whether he's on it or not, he's greatness.
Listen, Jose Aldo is one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters ever.
For sure.
Ever. And to go on a 10-year run like that, and the UFC has said, like, hey, he plays it safe and he goes to decisions. He shouldn't do that. But you know what else?
He's great.
But here's the thing. He fucking wins.
Yes.
And, like, him risking losing, like, to unload on somebody, like Uriah Faber did. Like, Uriah Faber fought Frankie Saenz, and Uriah sort of faded in that fight. But the reason why he faded is because he landed a bomb on Frankie Saenz, rocked him, and then went after him.
Blew his load.
That fucking Frankie Saenz guy is tough as shit. Because this is a 35-year-old guy who's got, like, one other fight in the UFC, maybe 2. Okay, and then he's fighting Uriah motherfucking Faber.
Right.
Okay, which is crazy.
He's ranked 13, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but Uriah Faber is like one of the most experienced guys and one of the best guys ever to not win a UFC title. Right.
He's only lost title fights.
Yeah. So he bombs on this guy and nails him with a knee to the, I think it was the temple. Hurts him bad. I mean, the kid is all over the place, and Uriah's unloading on him, and somehow the guy survives.
Yeah.
And then Uriah's like, he's like, oh boy,
You can see on his face.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like,
Jesus.
Fuck. He took a deep breath and kind of looked at the clock. Was like,
You know better than anybody that when you unload like that, that's never how anybody fights. No. So when you unload like that, you're going all in. You're pushing all your chips, and this guy just pulls out 4 aces. You're like,
boom,
fuck.
bitch.
But that's when you got to use
Carwin
Lesnar.
Lesnar. Carwin Lesnar is
That's
the
number
perfect
one.
example.
Nah,
Trust
you
me.
use palm strike. You guys never use palm
might be
strike.
it.
From the
dude,
hut up.
how about Uriah goes, our friendship's done. TJ Dillashaw, Uriah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he was saying it's going to be like Rocky and the good guy's going to win.
Wait, why? What happened?
Him and TJ, they had a falling out because TJ went to Muscle Farm. Muscle Farm offered him.
Damn it.
I don't follow the
Well,
gossip.
one of the reasons why TJ went to Muscle Farm is 2 reasons. 1, money, but 2, Dwayne Ludwig.
Yeah.
Dwayne Ludwig and TJ have a fantastic working relationship.
Yep.
Dwayne Ludwig is he's got some crazy mental disorder that makes him concentrate on fighting every single second of every day. I think he's got a running thing. I think he could be hanging out with his wife, going to the movies, eating dinner, talking about baseball. In the back of his head, he's watching counter right hands, leg kicks, movements.
Obsession.
He's like
obsessed.
the Rain Man of fighting.
He's obsessed, man. He's obsessed. And that's exactly what you want from a trainer. TJ recognizes that, and his personality and Dwayne's personality jive.
Yes.
Whereas Uriah's personality and Dwayne's personality were water and oil. They fucking clashed hardcore, and Uriah never wanted to have anything to do with that guy. He was like, fuck this guy. And Dwayne and him didn't get along, and Dwayne was like, fuck him, and they argued about stupid shit. And,
Money.
you know, here's something that a lot of people don't know. There was a point in time where we were considering buying that gym. On it was
Alpha
going to...
male.
On it, yeah, we were gonna buy the Ultimate Training Center. We're thinking about buying it and making that team like an On It team, and we were talking to those guys about how to make this work. But it was right when they were starting to go at it, when Dwayne and Uriah were trying to go at it, and we were like, first of all, I was gonna have to figure out like how would I do this and be impartial.
Right,
it's very difficult to do. You know,
Super difficult.
You're like, I love Cowboy Cerrone. I fucking love that guy. He's awesome. I hang out with him when I'm in Denver.
Love him.
He's the
One of my
shit.
favorite
best,
people.
the best.
It's just amazing personality. I just want to hug him when I see him.
Yeah, you want to be around Cowboy.
Yeah.
And he's just a true badass to his bone.
I deeply respect Rafael Dos Anjos. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a great guy. Whenever I see him, he's very friendly. And I was who was telling me that they were who the fuck was it? God damn it. I'm drawing a blank. Someone was telling me that they were hanging out with him somewhere, and he was like helping them out and telling them where the best places to eat.
Rafael with me in Brazil.
Oh, that's right. It
PR
was you.
tour.
Thank Jesus
It was
Christ.
me, brother.
Oh my God.
Rafael's like the nicest guy ever.
He's
I
the
also
best.
do UFC now with him every now and then.
He's a great guy, but so I have to be completely impartial. You know,
Yeah.
I have to figure out how to separate myself. But is it even? Can you even ask? Can I ask myself to do that if I owned a gym and I had fighters that were fighting against guys who
Like
weren't?
your team that you
Yeah.
own, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, I don't know, man. It's like everybody always thinks that they're always going to feel. People are always going to feel like you're biased in some way or another. If they're rooting for someone and you're calling the fight against that person that they're rooting for, they're going to consider it some sort of.
I think you do.
bias.
I've never heard you be biased when
I'm
you call
I've
fights.
definitely
Oh, when I fought
biased.
Arlovsky, you were like, fuck that Russian. I was like, oh, shit, Joe. Damn, dog. Take his ass down.
No one's ever been harder than you. It's the hardest fights ever to call.
Yeah.
Because, when you lost to Travis, like, I was broken up, man. It was hard.
You
That
turned
was
to me and you
hard.
said, at least he didn't get hurt. That's the
Yeah.
important thing.
It was hard. That
Yeah.
was hard. Callan was right behind me. He was sitting right behind me.
Yeah.
That was a hard
I remember
one.
when the Arlovsky fight, you came in, you're like, close.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
Well, it was close.
It was
you know?
super
It was
close.
super close fight.
Man.
But again, it's a tricky. But so this is all we were just talking about Dwayne and Uriah. Like they just didn't get along, which is it's such a fucking bummer because if their personalities did, like I almost felt like. Man, if there's a middleman here that comes in and sorts all this down, like I felt like, what is the issue? Is this a financial thing?
It's
It's just a
alphas.
personality thing.
It's two alphas,
Yeah.
personalities,
It's a personality
guys,
thing. Yeah.
guys who get territorial, guys who want
Uriah,
the belief system.
Uriah's a really strong personality, and
Yes.
he's also like super organized and
Successful.
super successful and super focused.
Yes.
like Uriah is like. He's a very admirable person. Like when you watch like how he conducts business and also look at the tight-knit bond that he's created with his team.
Yeah.
You only create that kind of a bond when you're that kind of a leader.
Yeah.
And that's what he is. And so for him, when TJ took off and went to this muscle farm camp, I'm sure there was like a knife in his back. It was
Yeah.
fucking devastating.
Well, TJ and Uriah should fight no matter what happens with TJ and Dominic Cruz. That fight has to happen.
You really think so?
I'm so excited about the
100%.
TJ
Just for
Dominic
the excitement of
Yes.
it? Yeah.
The backstory. We love a good story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
It'd
do.
be so dope.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I can't. I want that Dominic Cruz TJ fight might be one of the greatest fights
Well,
ever.
Dominic gets
what if Dominic wins and then Uriah and TJ fight for number one contender status?
But Uriah and Dominic have a history too. Mm-hmm. That's not a bad story either.
It's not a bad story. Can you think of another more compelling contender that would be ahead of Uriah besides TJ? Like say if Dominic beats TJ, or well, whoever wins that fight, who would be next in line for the title instead of Uriah? Who else?
Henan Brown.
Isn't it hard?
You make the argument.
He could make the argument, but he'd have to win again. He got destroyed in his last fight. TJ didn't just beat him. He lit him up with like a Christmas tree, covered him with gasoline, and lit him on fire.
Drug testing.
Yeah, drug testing, and threw him off a cliff. I mean, there was not a moment in that fight other than the first initial exchanges where he was like fired up. And
it was like bully beatdown.
I feel like
Horrible.
TJ and Dominic Cruz have such similar styles. I almost feel like Dwayne watched a lot of Dominic Cruz fights and kind of, I mean, am I wrong about that?
Well, there's a lot of guys that are employing that sort of neo-footwork movement now, but I think Dominic was the best at it the earliest.
Mm-hmm.
He's so elusive. It's like you
Cerebral.
get used to a guy, like here's a different weight class, but there's a quintessential like Muay Thai style striker, like Thiago Silva. Stands right in front of you, and he's got that fucking rhythm, and he's not mobile. And then you got the complete polar opposite, which is like Conor. Conor is like when you see Conor
Elusive.
fighting Aldo, he's sliding in, he's sliding out. Like, he's very difficult to judge. In my opinion, the best ever at that is Dominic. Dominic's all over the place. Like, he's fucking moving, he's sliding, he's over here, he's over there, and you're trying to figure out when you can uncork a punch. Like, good luck timing that guy.
Have you ever had a
luck.
conversation with Dominic?
No.
Very,
He
very
might
smart guy.
have the highest MMA IQ I've ever seen.
Wow.
I agree with you.
His
He's
IQ
my
is
favorite.
insane.
He's my favorite out of those guys that breaks down fights and analyzes what went wrong and why it went wrong. And
He's a real student. One time, Dominic and Chael Sonnen and myself went to Unbreakable Gym, and we were training with Chael before Chael was fighting John Jones, and we were training Chael, and Dominic was breaking things down. I was like, holy fuck.
God.
This kid's an oracle. What the
Well,
fuck
and
are we
also
doing?
he's had all this
Straight up.
time. He's had all this time while he's been injured to think and work on things, and it's not like he's stopped paying attention to MMA. Like, he's been focusing on it, whereas, you know, if he hadn't been injured, he'd be in camps getting ready for fights. Like, almost it might have benefited his MMA IQ to have that time off and to be obsessed with returning.
True.
What about
He's
his,
gonna have his hands full.
He tore both
Yeah.
ACLs, and you've had that surgery.
Yeah.
Can you get when you get ACL surgery nowadays? Is your knee as strong? Because sometimes
Stronger.
It's stronger.
Stronger.
It's stronger.
Peterson,
Quite a
son.
bit stronger.
Yes.
Really?
My right knee has a cadaver graft. It had a cadaver graft. And what the cadaver graft does is they take an Achilles tendon, which is way thicker than a regular ACL, and then they put it in place, and then your body reproliferates that.
Stem cells or whatever.
It acts as a scaffolding, and your
Right.
not stem cells. Your body grows, like they they connect it, and your body starts putting blood through it, and then growing new tissue.
Wow.
So your ACL becomes your own. Like, I had a cadaver graft, but those cells are not cadaver cells that are in my knee.
They're your cells
Those
now.
are my cells, but it's way thicker than it would have been.
But Dominic-
it's 150% stronger than a
Jesus
regular ACL.
Christ, I
So
didn't know
that's the
Yes.
case maybe with Dominic's knees now.
He tore the same one twice and then tore the other one.
Well, he
though,
also
right?
he tore one twice, tore the other one, then he tore his groin.
Yes.
And he broke both his hands. He's a fragile guy.
Yeah.
Like, when I had him on one of those UFC interview shows, he was joking around and was showing me scars in his hands. I got bitch hands. It's just, it is what
You know,
it is. I got
this
bitch
guy,
hands.
He's a
Gray
motherfucker.
Cook, who does full like the NFL now has what's called a full body screening or some functional body screening.
The UFC's got that now too at their new campus.
Because they would bring him in, and he would find like they have all amazing athletes, and then one guy kept tearing. He'd run, and he kept tearing his groin. He kept tearing the tendon that attached to his pelvis to his quad, and they couldn't figure it out. And he's the guy who comes in and goes, "I know what the problem is. You're off balance. One side of your body is stronger than the other, and that's a huge issue."
It's really common.
Yeah, so now the training centers around, basically finding out where you're weak, and
What's really
strengthening it
common
around that.
with pitchers, because you throw in with one arm,
Yeah.
and kickers. Like NFL kickers, they have real problems with that, like back problems and
sure.
shit, because you're always kicking
Hey,
that one leg.
Boxing is the same
though,
way.
For Dominic, though, it's years of wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Then he's a champion forever.
Yeah.
He's only had one loss. He's up.
Yeah.
It adds up. You can
Yeah.
chat it up to imbalance. No, man.
And the
it's
only guy that ever
years
beat
of
him was
MMA.
Uriah. Uriah
Yes.
caught him with a guillotine. Well, Uriah gets your neck.
You know,
got
he-
fucking giant
People
problems.
forget Dominic Cruz beat Demetrius Johnson. He beat DJ.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Damn.
But they
Damn.
also forget forget, that was
At
DJ
135.
that didn't live anywhere near Matt Hume.
Matt
He
Hume.
was coming into town once a week.
yeah.
This is a fact. He wasn't training. Like the Ian McCall fight was the big turnaround for DJ. And I had him on the podcast and he talked about it because, you know, Ian fucking rattled his cage and it hurt him. He had vertigo after that fight. He was pretty fucked up. And Matt Hume pulled him aside and said, look, you got to stop fucking around. Like, we're going to do this or you should maybe get an education. Like, you should figure out what the fuck you're going to do with your life, but this ain't it. Like, you got to figure it out. And so he went all in, moved near the gym, and now he's there 5 days a week, and look at him now. He's the
I'm just
best
saying
fucking
Dom beat him. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
he did.
Different one, though. And different weight class.
different weight
Demetrius
class,
Johnson's different guy now.
Yeah, I mean, Dimitri's a tiny guy. He's much smaller than Dominic.
Dom's tiny, too, though.
He is thin, but he's taller and longer and bigger, and
Yes.
like 135 is a cut for him. Demetrius Johnson has to put a rock in his pocket to make 135.
Wow.
He's not a
They're
big
both
guy.
different fighters.
Yeah,
Completely different.
Totally different fighters. They're much better now. Both
just
of
saying
them
he
are.
beat him.
Both of them are better now. I'm fucking so excited for that fight. I'm going to be there. It's in January.
Boston, right?
Yep. TJ, motherfucker.
Are you doing the
show?
Florida card?
Tomorrow or next week, rather?
Yeah.
This weekend, Friday, Saturday, whatever it is. Yeah, that's a good card. That's a good card.
Really good card.
It's Orlovsky versus, not Orlovsky,
That's
Junior
Boston.
Dos Santos versus Alistair Overeem was on that card,
Overeem.
too. Woo.
Diaz,
wee.
Johnson.
Yeah, Michael Johnson versus Nate Diaz.
Jury's on that fight card, too.
Miles Jury, is he?
I
Is
like
Miles Jury down to 145 now?
Yeah.
Rafael Dos Anjos.
Look at the size of Dos Anjos' head. Look at that head.
Yeah.
My lord.
Jury. Yeah, there's Jury Olivia. It's a fucking fight.
Oh,
God
yeah,
damn
Oliveira,
it.
Charles
Nate
Oliveira.
Marquardt, CB Dalloway.
Oh, my God, I didn't even know that
Hey,
was on
Nate.
the card.
Hey, Nate.
Is that it? What do you want to tell him?
Stop. I love him.
It's been rough watching him the last few fights. Do you think CB just chases after him, puts
Throws
it to
bombs.
him?
Yes.
Yeah, you kind of got it, right?
Yeah, that's what
Nate-
you do. That's how you beat Nate. Get on his back foot and throw bombs.
He just seems like he's absorbed so much punishment over the last few years.
It's a bummer, man.
It is a bummer.
CB's been on it. He was on a streak till he got dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, CB, Lyoto beat him. He hurt him with that body kick.
Bad.
And who else beat him?
The Doberman.
Lyoto really fucked him up. That's what ended his streak.
That left kick, man. That left kick of Lyoto's
This card's
is nasty.
super interesting, man. Dos Santos over him. I don't know what to tell you. Again, testing's gonna be a motherfucker.
Is that what you think?
100%.
Yeah.
This fight should have happened 3 years ago when it was all fucking the Wild Wild West.
I thought they fought. I thought they
what I'm
fought
saying?
before. Didn't they fight
know what I'm
before?
saying?
Is this the first time they're fighting?
No, Brian.
This is the first time they're fighting.
How do you know
Brian.
so much about Mark Hominick versus Jose Aldo?
I know a lot of
Just little
stuff,
about
and
that.
I'll make another call. I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else. to
Random
change-
facts.
I'll tell you something else. I'd like to see. You guys are gonna laugh at me. I'd like to see something. I'd like to see
Don't
my
say something
boyfriend. I'm gonna say it.
don't say something
I'm gonna say
stupid.
It. I'd like to see my boyfriend, and he is my boyfriend, Luke Rockhold, and my best friend, because I've had dinner with him and hung out with him. I'd like to see him fight John Jones. There, I said it.
But he's just
Hey
won
man,
the middleweight
hey
title.
man, I know what he won, bro.
Can you ask him to leave?
I know what he won.
Okay.
Hey,
that's
John.
nice.
John is going
Whatever
to
weird
heavyweight.
fantasy shit that you have in your head.
Yeah, it is fantasy shit, so stay out of my head. Because it's dirty.
So stay out of my head.
But it's when you see Weidman versus Rockhold, and then Weidman wanted to fight John Jones for the light heavyweight
It's a bad
title.
idea.
Yeah.
Weidman's movement wasn't the same. Weidman looked off to
He
me.
lost a lot of weight. He was in the 190s. And why are you looking at me like that? I don't think so.
No, me neither.
I think
don't
he.
think
I think
so.
that was a strategy where he said, "I'm gonna
He gave me
be."
the he's on steroids look, but that's
No,
just not the guy.
at all. I
That's
love
the-
Weidman. No, this is the something's
the-
up.
yeah,
Something's
well,
up.
something's
I
up
think
there.
I think Weidman said, "I'm gonna come in there. I'm gonna be light. I'm gonna hit him with pace, a cardio pace, and I'm gonna wear him down."
He didn't
That's
move,
what I think
though.
he
Well,
said.
he did. I think he did do that.
Yeah.
I think that was what
was-
he was
it was
trying to do.
working.
I mean, he was throwing a lot of not full power kicks to the body, but
Right.
a lot of pressure.
Yep.
A lot of pressure with his grappling. He just fucked up throwing that wheel kick.
Stay
man.
in your lane, son.
Oh, my
What the
God.
fuck are you doing?
That was one of the biggest mistakes in the history of MMA and
I agree.
championship fights.
100%.
You're talking about it's not like a mistake like you go throw a leg kick and you get countered with the right hand and you get hurt. That's normal stuff. This is a crazy acrobatic move that
He was
he's not
channeling,
good at.
that
channeling,
cost you the fight.
Yeah,
that
but
He's
cost
channeling
you the
Vitor.
fight.
Yeah, he probably was,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
that's what knocked out Rockhold. Maybe he thought he was a sucker for wheel kicks.
But the grind is working for when he's
Yeah.
taking him down and starting to work, starting to wear Luke out. Especially that when Luke was on antibiotics. Fuck yeah, keep doing that.
But
Then when
I don't think he knew. I don't.
He knew that Luke's pace was slowing down.
Right.
You could tell.
I
Luke
think what
stayed
happened
strong.
was he realized that he was a lot stronger than Chris Weidman. He looked just stronger, bigger, and I think he went, you know what? I wrestled with Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier. I'm stronger and bigger than this guy, and that's what happened. I think he just started.
No, that's not
wrestling.
what happened at
not at
all.
all.
He caught him. He made a mistake, and he took him down.
Yeah.
Like he threw a wheel kick and literally gave his fucking body
His
up.
back.
Yeah.
He got taken down, and when Rockhold gets you on the ground, his fucking top game is nasty.
Super nasty.
You saw it against Lyoto Machida. Like, I would like to see Rockhold in just straight up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition. I bet he is at a very high level.
Motherfucker. I just
Yeah,
think
I bet.
that's why I'd like to see a rematch. Say that
Yes.
back kick doesn't happen, we got a hell of a fight on our
Right.
hands.
That's a hell of a fight anyway, because that back kick, that happened in the third round. I
Yes.
mean, this is a fourth round stoppage.
and I had
right?
it 1-1.
Yeah.
I had it 1-1.
It was a really good fight. It's not like, Weidman came out, guns blazing face first, and Rockhold connected with straight left with like Conor and Aldo. This is like a war, and then at the end of the war, Rockhold got the advantage, never let it go.
But
in
he was
that
also
third round.
hitting Weidman in the face more. I feel as though he was kind of standing on the edge of that pocket, and he has hands down, and I felt like Rockhold seemed so confident. Maybe he was gassed, but he looked like he was just confident enough to just. He knew where those shots were coming, and then he would counter. He was hitting him in the face more.
Well, Weidman was pressuring him, and he was kicking
Yeah.
him in his body. It looked like Weidman was putting
Weidman's
more pressure
kicks
on
were
him.
really paying off to the body.
Yeah.
He was throwing a lot of body kicks.
So were Luke's, though.
in the
kicking
beginning of the fight,
They were hard.
Yeah.
But then after he didn't like land any flush.
Yeah.
I didn't
God,
think.
he kicks hard. God,
kicks
your
very
cage
hard.
side. What does that look like? It must be.
he's one of the hardest kickers in the division for sure. Rockhold's long, and you know what's interesting? When I talked to Javier Mendez, I said, "Did he have a traditional martial arts background?" He goes, "Nope. He came to me when he was 17." I'm like, "That's crazy."
Surfer.
Yeah, because when you watch like the flexibility and dexterity, like the looseness of his legs, like when he throws that question mark kick off
Yeah.
the front leg, he's so fucking loose.
Cerrone
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, it's like Cerrone's had Muay Thai for fucking years and years.
But look at
and
Rockhold's genetics. His dad was a professional basketball player. His brother's a professional surfer.
Yeah.
And then you have
Amazing.
this monster just looming, waiting to find something.
Amazing.
Then he found his call in MMA.
At
I
17
think what we get, I think what we're starting to see is we're getting guys who are martial artists, but they're really good athletes, and that's who's taking over.
Yep.
Holly Holm,
John Jones.
freak athlete.
Yep.
John Jones, freak athlete. Look at all of them.
Yep.
All these
I think
guys.
you're totally right.
Rockhold, freak athlete.
Yep,
Count,
yep.
yeah.
I think you're totally right. I think, but it's just so shocking to me out of all those that I see. Well, Holly obviously has a long, extensive kickboxing background under Winklejohn, is a fantastic trainer. But the thing that freaks me out the most about Rockhold is the flexibility and dexterity of his legs. It takes so long to develop that kind of whip. Like his kicks aren't just hard. Like Weidman has strong kicks. They're strong. Like he throws them, but there's a stiffness to him that Rockhold doesn't have. Rockhold's got like a taekwondo thing going
And
on.
big.
Yes.
And he's a big fucking. He's like
big
my
fucking
size.
guy.
He was
He's a
216
big dude.
in San Jose when we were hanging out. I said, "How much do you weigh?"
Yeah,
he was
he for
like
sure asked his
216.
weight, yeah.
Of course I did. I took
It's
him in.
mounted in your face.
I took him in.
Yeah.
I took him in. Don't kid yourself. Had my hand on his back a couple times. Felt his traps and his
I'm not making
shoulders.
this up either. Brian came back from hanging out with
So
Luke,
sad.
got his haircut just like him. I went, "What the fuck are you doing?" He goes,
Oh, so
"Bro,
sad.
I was around Luke, so I wanted to get my haircut like
Yep.
him." I went, "You're 48 copying a young man."
I looked him in the eye and I went, I
He
go
got
like
his
this.
haircut exactly like Luke.
We go to a bar and I looked at him. I went like this, and we caught eyes. And I looked at him and I went, "How tall are you?" And he smiled and he went, 6'3". And I go, "Of course you are." And I looked at his hair and I go,
I don't like
Hair's
how you
tight.
got deeper with your voice.
Yeah, I
there.
did, I
It's
did.
raspy.
Creepy
we had a moment,
Ew,
guys. We had a
it's
moment.
Weird.
And then I went right to Supercuts for $12. $12. And I go,
My friend-
I want my haircut. And I look
Give him a
terrible.
picture of Luke Rockhold that you fucking
This
print
my
off
poor,
the
friend-
this
internet.
poor
my
girl
friend
with giant
Tar-
fingers.
My friend Tark, who trains Luke, goes, "Hey, Callan's here. I think you would suck Luke's dick if we asked him to.
Well,
you should
you
say
can take
something."
you can take I think out of that sentence. All right, I'll do it just as a goof. Don't tell anybody.
What a shocking moment. What a shocking turn of event. That one wheel kick changes the entire fight.
Did you see Chris crying?
Yeah, it was also the pressure that Rockhold put on him, I think, surprised Weidman. Like when Rockhold mounted him, you're for sure not going to eat those on
I
camera.
would never eat those.
when Rockhold mounted him and he couldn't get him off of him, I think he was fucking shocked.
Especially when, Weidman has really good jiu-jitsu. And when he felt Rockhold's pressure, I think it's the first time he's ever been taken down.
Yeah.
First time his back's been on the mat. He's like, oh,
he's stronger.
Oh, fucking
he's stronger than he
Yeah,
is.
It's
he
the
is.
technique, too,
He is
though.
stronger.
His technique was superior. It was amazing to see.
Yeah, it was amazing to see. He's a fucking beast. And I think you can't underestimate the benefit of training with Daniel Cormier and Cain Velasquez, the heavyweight, former heavyweight champion, and the light heavyweight champion.
Dude, there's a chance they're
With an
gonna
asterisk.
have. There's a chance they could have the heavyweight champ, light heavyweight champ, and now middleweight champ, all training together, all came up together.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
It is a possibility, but the light heavyweight, you got to put a little asterisk next to
Well,
it.
I'm just saying right now, son. I'm just saying right now.
You got to put a little asterisk.
Big asterisk. Little?
Big.
No, that motherfucker's big.
Especially now. Now that John's
Straight.
I
deadlifting
follow him
600
on
pounds.
Instagram and I watch him.
I get
watch him.
nervous. I throw my phone away. I run out the door. I don't want to be around it.
It's crazy.
John's a monster.
Oh.
Right now, he's also a monster that's overcoming a really bad moment in his life, and he's on the straight and narrow now. He's on the path.
He got
He's on-
scared.
Well, he should be, and those are good things to happen to you.
Yep.
Sometimes, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I love a comeback story. I like a guy who does the right thing and gets it all together, and I love that. But I also like a guy who fucks his life up and then
comes
pulls
back.
it all together.
I think
I
you
love
need
those
that
stories.
darkness, though. Like, I don't think John should be someone who he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing all this stuff is great. But be the heel, man. Be the fucking Joker of the UFC.
I don't think
and
he wants
fucking
to.
destroy people.
I think he wants to be John Jones. I don't think John
I
thinks
agree.
of himself as a bad guy, and I don't think he is a bad guy. I think he's a young guy who's trying to have fun, and he's made some mistakes. That's what I think. I don't think he's a bad person.
I don't think he's
Got
a
away
bad
with him, too.
person. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a far cry from Holly Holm.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
you're right.
He's a far cry from Holly Holm.
Is the perfect representative. I talked to her after the fight.
Nicest person of all time?
Yeah, she might be easily. I talked to her after the fight this weekend, and we were hanging out, her and her husband. I said, "Congratulations, how's it feel?" She's like, "It still feels weird. It doesn't feel real. I'm doing so many." She goes but I don't even want to think about it. She goes, "I just want to get back to training because I don't want to get a big head." And and
'Cause she knows the traps, right?
and we were talking about the fight, and she was saying, she said, "Look, the reality is." What happened tonight to Jose Aldo could have happened to me. It can happen to anybody. She goes, you get caught with a punch and you get knocked out. It happens.
She's been in the sport too long, I think, to get a big head. I think she realizes the traps, and she's been fighting for world champions before, so she doesn't want to fall in that same kind of rut that Ronda did. Also, if you're going to give this fight to, let's say they do it in July, whatever, the UFC 200, you give Holly 6 months to know exactly what Ronda brings to the table and train for it, come up with a better game plan than she had before.
And make sure that her conditioning is on point, make sure her body's healthy, rehabilitate any possible injuries she might have had.
She just has to make sure she doesn't overtrain. But you got to remember, Ronda's shooting movies. Well, Holly can game plan.
But when has anybody ever overtrained at Jackson Winklejohn? They're super smart about that kind of shit. Jackson is really fucking smart about strategy. He's really smart about preparation. They've got some hardcore training ethics in that gym.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, you got Winklejohn, Winklejohn was a fantastic kickboxer.
Amazing.
And he's a really good coach. And Jackson is a really good strategist, and they've got excellent training partners. And you've got all this motivation.
Think about their lineup. You got Greg Jackson, right? He's like the fucking Yoda of MMA. He's been doing it forever. He's a genius, game planner. Then you got Winklejohn, who's a phenomenal coach, obviously. And then you got Izzy, who does the wrestling, who does John Jones,
Israel
Holly.
Martinez.
Izzy's a motherfucker out of Chicago, man.
Outstanding wrestling instructor. And he's good friends with my buddy Justin Milos, who's my trainer.
Yeah. There you
And,
With
go.
all that
he has
experience,
nothing but
game
good
planning
things.
for somebody, just it's becoming. What I love about MMA now is that it really is about your team, like just the brains behind you as well, just the strategy.
It has
and how
to
you
be. It has to be. There are no lone wolves anymore, And I had a conversation with John before he moved to Albuquerque. We had this conversation. We may or may not have been smoking marijuana. And we were in my hotel room in Montreal, and he was, before he won the title, like way before. And I said, "Look, dude," I go, "You're an incredibly talented guy, but you got to get all the right people. The only way to do it right, you can't do it on your own, because there's going to be a guy like you who's also incredibly talented, and that guy's going to have the best
It's a
coaches.
team effort.
And that guy's going to get the best training partners, and that guy's going to have the best strategists, and that guy's going to beat you. And he might just beat you by an edge, but that edge you could have overcome if you had all that same coaching. And I think a guy like John also, he grew up with two super athlete brothers. one older, one younger.
Freaks.
And I think he recognizes that he might be special compared to the average person.
Not to his brothers.
But not even in his own house.
Yeah.
His brother Arthur was doing MMA on the side, like while he was playing for the NFL and beating John's ass.
God.
I mean,
And,
he's just a freak.
and he's a heavyweight champ in high school, his brother.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
wrestling the fuck out of John. And then
Yeah.
the youngest brother's one of the best players in the NFL.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
First
So-
round draft pick.
So I think
I want in.
John had a unique point of view as to what freak athleticism really is and about hard work and talent, and
Yeah.
I think he just was getting by in the UFC without having to go 100% as far as his training
His
and his
100's gonna be
preparation.
scary if he
his
gets
100's
there.
going to be horrific. If
I
he really
agree.
does get,
Didn't
he'll be
did-
the best of all time.
Didn't he say
He
that
already
the
is to
worst
me.
thing that happened to him was not training for Gustafsson and beating him anyway? Didn't he say that?
That's probably
Where he was
makes
like-
sense.
He said
Yeah.
it was trouble. He was just like, God, I can do this and still get away with it. He said it
Yeah.
added, and he was like, fuck it, I'll just keep doing it. 'Cause I
Yeah.
just beat this guy who trained the best camp he's ever had in his life, and I did nothing and still beat him. Such a freak. I'll tell you what. How many fighters gonna incorporate a movement coach now after Connor doing all that shit?
Dude.
We
Ido
were making
Portal.
fun of him before.
Ido Portal. I've been obsessed with Ido Portal for a long time.
Well, I'm obsessed with him, and I'm also obsessed with that guy that Carlos Condit uses. He does that move nat stuff. I was watching a video on him training today. See if you can find it. I think I'm pretty sure I retweeted it. But he does all this crazy shit. Like he's like doing chin-ups with trees, like hanging off of trees, and he's doing balance beam stuff, and they're throwing sticks at him, and he's catching them while he's
Damn.
balancing on stuff. He's
kung
even
fu
doing
stuff.
He's even doing training specifically for bow hunting. He's got like reps that he does for
intense.
bow hunting while he's squatting and standing up while holding a bow posture.
Yeah.
Like to try to like solidify his balance in precarious positions on hillsides.
I do that every morning.
Like here's like some of the weird stuff that Carlos is doing. I mean, Carlos is a really fucking smart guy, really articulate. So when he talk, like, let's play this so we could hear it. Bring it to the
Phenomenal
beginning.
fighter.
Bring it to the beginning.
He's also been doing the same training for about 20 years, so this must be nice.
Bring it to the beginning first, please. There you go.
When somebody's watching a fight, there's the punches, the kicks, the takedowns, the grappling. But what people are less aware of is, for a fighter to be in correct position to execute a strike effectively, they need to have mastery of their movement, of their position, of their balance. I think that's really what separates the elite fighters from somebody who's, good enough. Erwin and I have been training for about 7 to 8 months.
So people listening,
in
he's walking on
various
a
locations,
log,
outdoors,
balancing on a
indoors.
log.
I think one of the most challenging things about training in nature is the unpredictability.
He's talking about he suffered an ACL, meniscus tear while
So doing
fighting.
MoveNat definitely accelerated my recovery in that I was not only doing these movements and these different stretches in physical therapy, but also in my training sessions. When Erwin and myself started training, he looked at some of my previous fights and he saw some things that my head coach Greg Jackson saw independently. They saw the same exact thing, but what was great with working with Erwin and working in the MoveNat program is he specifically had exercises and drills to make those changes, whereas some of my other coaches saw that it needed to be made but weren't sure how to get there. This was extremely challenging for me. We're trying to relearn something that we may have lost. As adults, having sat in chairs or having laid on a bench to do, very linear stuff like bench press or squat or whatever, we've kind of lost that natural movement ability. And to gain it, it takes a lot of focus. I come home after I train with Erwin and I'm exhausted, but as we go on and I have made these adjustments and my body has adapted, it's less and less mentally taxing and, more fun. Today we had a blast. For my last fight, me and Erwin working specifically on positioning of my body, lower level stability in a lower stance, position of my feet, which helped me move forward and backward quicker, which I think ultimately really helped me with the victory. I was able to move in and out of range effectively and land strikes and ultimately get the win. Wow. I think that it's not just for elite athletes, it's for anybody. It's anybody who wants to get in shape, anybody who wants to try something different. Maybe you're into lifting or you're into yoga or any different thing. I hear all the time, I'm plateauing. I'm strong, but I can't move. I'm flexible, but I have no power. Ultimately, we're trying to be the most functional, able-bodied athlete, person, human that we can be.
Boom.
Interesting shit, man.
Yeah.
It is. I'm gonna stick with yoga. I love that guy's ponytail though.
I'm going out to the
That shit
farms.
ain't for me,
I know
son.
Portal has a ponytail too.
He does.
What the fuck?
Please say,
I don't trust
please say
anyone.
Ido. Don't ever say his name Ido again like
Is
that.
it Ido?
It is Ido. Ido
But it's
Portal.
spelled I-D-O.
Yeah, well, I
Well,
call
there's
Ido.
the E's.
Well, you'll call him Ido.
Does he have a ponytail?
Certainly does. He's
It's
a beau-
Ido,
he's a
then.
beautiful man.
I'm gonna call him whatever I
hey,
want.
hey, don't put his name in your mouth.
Well, he said Ido
Be
the right
respectful
way.
when you
I
put-
said Ido.
Ido?
When you put
Yeah.
my second boyfriend's name in your
It's
mouth.
your boyfriend now?
I got 2 boyfriends. And by the way, Carlos Condit is the 3rd boyfriend. It's very hard for me to choose. You line all those guys up in a jail cell, I have no idea who I got to choose, but I would do their laundry.
I don't think you get to choose. That's part of the program.
God, I
think
don't,
that-
do I?
I think that
You
stuff
guys.
is cool. I think that stuff is cool. I don't you know, for certain guys, I
Well,
think
you
it's
don't know
good.
unless you're doing it. I won't train with vegans. Ido Portal. Wow, he's shredded.
Portal.
That
His
dude's
hair's,
shredded.
his hair's
Pull him up.
ridiculous.
Pull him up.
Excuse
No, no.
me, sir.
Pull him up, please, and show what he does. Check this out. Watch,
What does he
watch
do?
this.
Is there any videos
Is it
of
the
him?
same
yeah,
shit?
there's a great video.
Is it
no.
the same shit?
No.
Well, how did
no,
how
hold
did
on. Hold,
go
please.
full screen? How did Connor get connected to him? I wonder.
He said that he was very interested in Connor. He does some crazy stuff, man.
Well,
This
you know
is-
what this is really similar to, as far as I'm looking at it, movement natural, that
Yes.
stuff that Hicks and Gracie was
Yes.
really into.
But watch what he does. He does
Which is
some crazy
interesting,
stuff.
really, when you go back to, because like we thought of it as yoga, and it is yoga, but wow, Jesus Christ,
He's bodied up,
this is
son.
not-
this dude is doing handstand push-ups on the edge of a table,
Oh, he's not. He's
like
not. He's
dropping
not a
his
good-looking guy.
head below the table. Oh my God, look at these flips and
No,
shit.
dude, he's watch it. It's
What
ridiculous.
the fuck?
He's
Oh my God, this guy's a super athlete.
yes, he is.
Like, what is his?
There's
find
more.
another video,
There's
Jamie.
more.
Oh,
What
that's
is-
called white people breakdancing.
Oh,
Hold
this.
on.
Oh, the same
Hold,
video
hold,
keeps going. So, what is his background? Is he like a gymnast?
He's from Israel.
Look
he
at
was
this
a
shit.
He was a capoeira guy.
Oh my God, this
and
is
he-
insane.
He boxes. He does gymnastics. He talks about how important rings are.
You gotta relax, Brian.
I won't relax.
but
I
this
won't relax.
flip that he's doing,
There's-
that
there's this
flip is
girl
incredible.
Doing a one-handed.
Well, she's essentially doing like Cirque du Soleil type
They
shit.
are dancing right. They're
just moving
What
their
he'll
body.
do, what he'll do, is he'll make you. He'll give you something that, like, he'll make you catch a stick, and then he gives you a toy, and as soon as you get good at it, he changes it up on you. So he always has you guessing. He always has you kind of.
Well, he had Connor on the balance beams in Santa Monica the week before the fight, doing all sorts of crazy shit on the beach. But look at this guy's fucking ability to move his body. That's
No,
pretty
yeah,
shocking.
he is bodied up. Tell you right now.
calls it movement patterns. He
Tell you
says
right now.
it.
Connor wins with or without doing these movements.
Hey.
Hate to tell
I don't
you.
know about that, man. I
Oh,
wonder if
bro,
his.
Sam.
But listen, depending on who he's fighting, I think these movements and learning how to move your body like that will definitely benefit him. And benefits are all that keeps you from winning or
Watch
losing.
this. Watch this. Watch
This
this.
is incredible. This
Look
guy.
at this.
This is nuts, man. This
Everything
kind
all
of
right?
physical strength.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
That's
balance.
That's some stupid core strength.
Man, maybe
too.
I'm just a hater. I am not into this,
well.
man.
I'm
What
his
do you-
best
well, hold
student.
on a second. What do you mean you're not into it?
I'm just not into it.
Like, what does that mean?
I'm not
That's
digging
not impressive.
it. It's cool, man. I've seen people in yoga do it all the time.
Listen, you
His
never seen a
body's
guy built
impressive.
like him. You never seen a guy built like him that does that shit with that kind of body mass.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in a million years. I've never seen a guy be able to hold those positions like that. That's
he's a master
impressive.
mover. Yeah.
I mean, that's like a very small percentage of the human population is
Watch this.
capable of moving their body like this.
I don't get it.
Like, look at this.
Watch
Look
this.
at what
you
he's
guys
doing.
love
here.
it. I know. I'm sure that's great. That looks very hard.
But why do you say you don't get it?
I'm saying I don't get the obsession with it.
What do
Like
you
how
mean by
fascinated you guys are into it.
Look, he's doing
One-handed-
one-handed
one-handed
chin-ups,
chin-ups.
dude. You don't think that's incredible?
One-handed
Yeah, it's insane.
So what? Why are you hating?
He gets
I'm not
jealous. He
hating.
gets
Is
jealous
he
when I'm.
hating?
He gets
He
jealous when I'm
does.
attracted to
No,
another
I'm not
man.
hating.
He
You're
gets
jealous.
very, very
Are you
I'm
jealous
not
of this guy's
hating.
body? That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is. You
No.
have body
Look at this.
dysmorphia.
Look at this.
That's
oh my
fantastic.
God. That's
Oh,
good for your shoulder joint.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
Jesus
very.
Christ.
He gets super mad when I have a new boyfriend, and that's the truth.
That's
Yeah, but this isn't
gymnastics.
just a new
That's
boyfriend thing. It's
gymnastics.
him looking at this guy's body, and I'm
And
he's
hair,
freaking
and
out.
face.
No, I just don't think it's that impressive.
well.
Oh, you're
I
out
go
of
to
your
yoga
mind.
and I've seen gymnastics.
Listen.
Yeah,
This
not-
isn't anything new.
You're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
if you don't think that guy's impressive.
I was gonna say, and look at him meditating. Look at his traps.
That's not impressive. I can do that. It's
I
the only
can
thing
see
he's
his
done so far
chakras.
that I can
Oh,
do.
hey, what's up, everybody?
The only thing that he's done so far see, this stuff is all the Hickson Gracie type shit. Hickson was really into this stuff.
Super into it.
As am I now.
Natural stuff was essentially like this flowing yoga style that Hickson was really into, that a lot of other jiu-jitsu guys got into. And it's so interesting to see it all come full circle now with guys like Conor incorporating that. But this is even another level.
Yeah,
but you've seen those videos of Hickson doing those full splits, standing full splits on a balance beam.
20 years ago.
Yeah, holding his foot up in the air.
Yeah.
What are you trying? Why are you saying 20
I'm just
years
saying.
ago?
This has been,
you're hating on Hickson now.
No, I love
sure
it.
you're upset. You have to qualify. 20 years ago.
Amazing.
No, I'm saying Hickson was doing
that he
this.
was way
This
ahead.
isn't new.
You can't let it enchant you.
Boss Rutan was doing shit like this.
You can't be enchanted.
Boss Rutan was
never-
doing crazy shit.
He never did that.
You can't be enchanted.
Well, he was in on chains and like fucking with his hair done. And
Look
like,
into my eyes.
You know? Yeah, my bad.
Boss
Rutan wasn't doing that.
What are you running from? What are you running from right now?
Nothing. I just don't think you can give that guy that much credit.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you an honest question?
We're not doing that. We're saying the guy's impressive physically, and that it helped Conor to train with that guy. Obviously, Conor's not stupid. He's figured out how to become the world champion with one punch.
True.
I mean, he's not a stupid guy.
Yeah.
He's a marketing genius.
And I think Conor at 55 is even more trouble. He's not cutting weight. He's not cutting weight.
I don't know about that, because a big part of what gets him there is he cuts weight perfect. I mean, he looks like shit. Dog shit at 45, but whatever he does to rehydrate the next day, he looks amazing. And he's done it with no IV this time.
Yeah, but think if he doesn't have to cut all that weight, so he doesn't deplete his body.
But
and he's faster than all these 55ers.
Dealing with bigger guys, it's going to take him down like Chad did. Then you got a much bigger problem. Much bigger problem. Chad is a tiny guy in comparison to a lot of 55ers like Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos gets on top of you, that is a totally different world of physics and weight.
I agree, but you look at matchups like Donald Cerrone, phenomenal matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Pettis, dope-ass matchup.
Those are great matchups.
There's certain matchups at 55.
You're right, 100%. But I think if Dos Anjos wins, they'll fight?
Nope.
No.
It's only if Cowboy wins.
Really?
Only
if Cowboy wins, that's the money. That's the money fight.
That's the mega fight.
That is a mega fight.
Why do you say?
fight.
Why is that? Why do you guys say that it not if Dos Anjos wins?
No, I'm asking.
I just don't think so, because I think, like Joe mentioned, that Dos Anjos can put in that Chad Mendez game plan and take.
Well, also Dos Anjos hits fucking hard, and he's got nasty jiu-jitsu,
World class,
and he's got a fucking pressuring game. But Conor might laugh at it. Conor might say, like, I got the solution to that. Look, Jeremy Stevens knocked that dude dead.
Dead, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible that Conor might just see holes in his game that we're not seeing, and he might be able to figure it out.
I just don't think it's a big payday. Like Dos Anjos, McGregor's not a superstar fight. Right. It's really not.
But it is a superstar fight whenever Conor fights anybody.
Yeah.
And if he's got a big challenge in front of him fighting for the lightweight title, it'll be a gigantic event.
Conor's big no matter what.
Right.
Conor Cowboy?
That's the biggest.
What the fuck?
If Cowboy can win next Saturday against Dos Anjos and becomes the lightweight champion of the world, that is and I guarantee he'll probably call Conor out, right? Unless it was a crazy war
they don't like
and they
each
want
other.
a rematch. Yeah.
They don't like each other anymore.
But unless it's a crazy war and, everybody says, like, you got to do it again, and they both say we got to do it again, the UFC says they have to do it again. But again, like, this is like when people upset at me about the Frankie Edgar thing, like, I don't get the call. It's not my choice. I'm not my opinion is just an opinion. I just see a guy get knocked dead. I see, okay, that guy can't fight for at least 6 months, at least, and really shouldn't be fighting probably for a year.
And it wasn't much of a fight. I agreed with right away. I was like, yeah, Joe's right. There's no way there's a rematch. But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, they gave all these other champs instant rematches.
But they didn't to Kane. Kane got knocked dead, too, against Junior Dos Santos. He had to fight Bigfoot. People get saying Kane got an instant rematch. No, he didn't. He did not.
But there's been
Bigfoot
more
Silva.
instant rematches than not.
Right.
With these.
But he fought Bigfoot Silva. And by the way, the Anderson Silva rematch, too fucking soon. And I said it. I mean, he got lucky that he broke his leg. How about that? Obviously not really. But he was getting beaten the fuck up. He got hurt real bad in the clinch. Weidman caught him with a punch in the clinch. His legs went rubber. He went to the ground. He held on as much as he could, and Weidman beat the fuck out of him for that first round. And then Anderson threw that kick and broke his leg. And it was almost fortunate that he went out like that because Weidman was going to beat his ass. Anderson was not able to take a punch anymore the same way he used to. But Anderson used to eat punches. Watch the fight. You want to watch a crazy fucking fight? Watch his fight with Jorge Rivera, where he lets Rivera punch him in the face.
Really?
Lets him
Yeah, he
punch
used
him
to
in the
let
face.
guys just punch him in the face.
What? Stood in front of Rivera, let him punch. Pull it up.
I gotta
Jorge
see that.
Rivera versus Anderson Silva in Cage Wars in the UK. This is before Anderson came to the dude. I was a gigantic Anderson Silva fan long before he ever won the title. You watch my calling the fight against Chris Weidman. I was a kid in a fucking candy store because he wasn't a new guy to me.
Oh, you're saying when he fought Chris Lieben?
Because what did I say, Weidman?
Yeah,
I meant Lieben. Sorry.
Yeah.
When he fought Chris Lieben, when he came into the
such
UFC,
a beating. It was crazy.
I was a kid in a
Oh
candy
my
store
God.
because I was like, this guy is a different kind of striker.
Yeah.
This is a whole different animal you're dealing with. Like, and Lieben's going to come forward face first.
The perfect
tailor-made.
matchup.
Did he start as a Muay Thai
Watch
guy?
this. So Jorge Rivera, who's on the left, who is a fucking hard puncher.
Good hands.
And Anderson is standing right in front of him. And there's one point in the fight. How long does this fight go, Jamie? 10 minutes. There's one point in the fight before Anderson knocks him out where Anderson stands right in front of him and literally lets him punch him in the face. And Mark Del Grate, who was with Jorge, was like, yeah. And he's like, what the fuck? You should hear Mark talk about it. Mark, it's hilarious when Mark talks about it.
I love that guy.
He's the best.
He's so funny.
By the way, Mark was also agreeing with me that Aldo looked different physically. He looked smooth.
I
he
think
looked
the entire world except for South America agreed with you, Joe.
Well, there's some people on the underground that disagree. That say
Oh,
he
we
looks
call them
exactly the same.
idiots.
Just when you see a guy, it's hard to tell from a still photo as well.
Nah.
A lot of what you see is in movement. You see, they don't look as
Not as explosive.
full.
Even in the still photo, it shows.
A little bit, but not much. It could, like I said, it could have been attributable to cardio. I mean, let's say, well, there's no evidence at all that ever did steroids, right?
Yeah.
So let's say he never did steroids. Let's say he just did way more cardio for that fight and didn't do nearly as much strength training, and that's what it is. There's a difference in the way it looks.
Eric
all.
Silva was the biggest.
That was the biggest
contrast.
one. That was, and
I couldn't
Vitor,
believe
of
that.
course.
Yeah.
But Vitor,
Vitor's
it's
the biggest.
public. But
Vitor's the
Vitor,
biggest.
we knew to look for it. We knew it was happening. We knew about the testing. We knew about everything. With Eric Silva, you're like, huh?
Yeah,
He was bodied up.
He was so bodied up with that apple
Yeah.
bottom and everything.
Oh.
Dude, when he
That was
walked
like,
First
in,
time
what's
all
with Brian
classy.
Callen and straight hair?
when he walked into the octagon, it was literally like a Scooby-Doo sound all across the globe.
Panty dropper. Panty dropper.
No, I mean,
and
no,
then
no,
he
I
gets
mean-
off TRT.
No, that's what I mean. I
Yes.
mean, in the last fight.
Yeah, it was crazy.
In the last fight.
His last fight, I was like,
Yeah,
God
like,
damn it.
He was.
He
He looked like melted cheese.
It just didn't make any sense. But again, it could have been that he changed his approach and decided he's gassing out in these fights, like against Matt Brown, he gassed out. And he has all this muscle and all this power, and he's always going for it. And he is a young guy. He's not even 30 years old. It is possible that he just changed his entire approach. No more strength and conditioning, only just training, only cardio from sparring and from repetition. I mean, it's totally possible.
It's totally possible Alistair Overeem, when he got busted, it was in his protein shake.
Dude, look how beautiful Anderson's movement was. Look how he checked that kick. I mean, it's all like automatic. This was when he was in his
greatness,
prime.
son.
By the way, he didn't come to the UFC until I think he was like 35.
Man, look at him.
He was going to retire.
34?
He was going to retire, and Nogueira talked him out of it.
How old was he when he came to the UFC?
I thought he was 32.
34?
I thought he was 32. You might be right, though, Joe. I know he's going to retire, and
You might be right.
Big Nog talked him out of it. It was like,
Yeah.
you have to fight.
Well, he had some, crazy tough fights. He also had a falling out with Shoot the Box.
I think he
I'm
lost.
surprised he's
3 in a
not
row.
retiring now. Why do you think he's
Well,
still
he went to Muay Thai Dream Team. It was like they created a team, and he didn't have good training partners, and there was a lot of shit going on. But he pulled it together right when he came to the UFC.
Did he ever?
And, well, he pulled it together in Cage Wars, really. And then he came to the UFC after that.
Remember he was about to fight Roy Jones? And then everyone was like, nah.
That would have been so ridiculous.
Been awesome.
He would have got lit up.
Would have been awesome.
You
It
think
would have
it's
been a good wake-up call to a
Yes.
lot of MMA fighters.
Yes.
They think they could box with a guy like Jones.
Speaking of Jones, his
Yeah.
ass get knocked out in the 4th round.
Sad.
Hey,
It was
let's
so
stop
sad.
doing that.
So sad.
You're a lead commentator on HBO. Let's not do that.
Yeah, and I think that's going to fuck with his commentary for sure. because
100%.
He's not going to be able to talk that good after that knockout. I mean, it'll be a while before he recovers from that.
why
He's
do
had
it?
like 5 of those.
I mean, unless he's getting paid crazy amounts of money, I don't get why he does it. No one really watched it. The only reason we watched is because he got highlight knockout,
Meanwhile, Jorge Rivera did a lot better than Rich Franklin. It's interesting.
He sure did.
Figured out how to. Well, Jorge is a Muay Thai guy, so he figured out how to fight Anderson from the clinch. Anderson, like at this point in the fight, is sort of just chipping away at him. But how much more time is in this fight? Where are we at? There's the moment before the fight stopped. The nice knee to the body. See, this is Anderson, like really in his prime.
Did you see Anderson and John Jones shadowbox in New York?
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Interesting, right?
Anderson against Luke Rockhold. Does Luke Rockhold beat him up right now?
Oh, God, it's horrible now.
Really?
What's wrong with you?
It's over now. Look at
the
this.
champ, the new crown champ versus
I
the
don't know.
old Anderson
Anderson
Silva.
No, Anderson's, it's over.
Look at this. Look at him.
Let me guess,
unless-
Callan.
Yeah.
You're crunk for the Ken Shamrock Hoist Gracie fight too.
Listen, Anderson took him
Fuck
down. Unless you are on testosterone replacement, when you hit your late 30s like that, there's just no way. You can't compete.
You're not competing with.
You know, look, if you got Anderson on the Vitor Belfort diet, I think Anderson goes back in there like a demon, and who knows who he can beat until his 40th fucking birthday or whatever it would be when the wheels fall off. But Anderson now, you're talking about a guy who was brutally KO'd by Chris Weidman, and then in the second fight had a seriously hard time staying conscious from a punch in the clinch. You know, I don't think the body. I think the body can only take so much, man, and I think he took it all.
Vitor Anderson makes sense.
Here's where it gets. Here's towards the end of the fight. This is the second round where I'm pretty sure he stopped him in the second round, but there's a point where it's just fucking. Let me show me how much time is left here. Yeah, scoot ahead a little bit and see if we could find it because it's fucking preposterous. Anderson is standing in front of him. Here it is, right here. Watch this. Anderson just stands in front of him and lets Jorge tee off on his face. Look at this. Boom, boom. Look, standing right in front of him.
Eating it.
Boom, boom.
Damn,
Oh my
son.
God.
Boom, boom,
God,
boom.
dog.
Just ate it. Just stood in front of him and ate
Wow.
it. Now contrast that series of punches that Jorge Rivera, who hits fucking hard, to Chris Weidman's one punch in the clinch.
Oh, night and day.
That dropped him.
Night and day, son.
Anderson just can't absorb shots like he used to. He used to have a phenomenal chin.
Your body
One of
just
the
shuts
best.
down. Your brain says, "Uh-oh, here it comes."
Chuck Liddell, same thing, had a phenomenal chin. I mean, there was times in Chuck's life where you just weren't going to hurt him. Sorry.
There's a lot of
I think
pride guys like
Dan
that.
Henderson pretty much until he got kicked by Vitor. was
Same thing.
similar.
Yeah, he can eat everything.
Who do you guys have winning the Anderson Silva Vitor? I've seen like
That's not going to happen. Vitor won't fight him. I talked to Renzo Ortiz.
Why won't he fight him?
Vitor doesn't want to fight him. He wants a shot at the title. And they're like, dude, you fought for the title and got smoked in the first round. You can't beat Dan Henderson and get a new title shot.
The thing is, Luke wants to fight him because he wants to
Fight Vitor?
Yeah,
He should.
They said, "Who do
In
you want?"
Brazil.
He goes, "I want Vitor
In
on
Brazil.
a silver platter."
Yeah, he's gonna.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
That's gonna be ugly for Vitor. I feel.
Set it up.
You think?
Well,
you
look,
think
I
you got to
think
do Weidman. Luke,
A Weidman
too.
rematch would be very interesting. A Rockhold Yoel Romero fight would be very interesting.
I think Yoel Romero is not doing anything in the fourth and fifth round.
Don't forget Jesus.
And remember, I was the guy.
Gay Jesus.
I was calling
gay
you out.
Jesus. He's saying forget. He said
Don't
forget.
forget.
Gay
You know,
Jesus.
that drove me crazy when whoever interviewed him didn't clarify that.
They were like, "Oh, they didn't know either."
Don't
I
forget.
fucking knew. I was listening to it. He's saying forget. He's Cuban.
Don't forget Jesus.
When I speak to him, you notice when I speak to him, I look at him right in the eye, I speak very clearly, and I try to clarify everything he says. Like when he fought Tim Kennedy,
Yes.
and there was that moment where he didn't get off the stool,
Yeah.
I had a long conversation with him. I was talking to him nice and slowly. I'm looking at him, trying to find out what he's saying. I'm trying to get to it. I've known a lot of Cuban people. I know what they sound like when they have that way of saying T's. It's a Y. The T is a Y.
Right.
And it's not for gay Jesus.
Can we
It's
get a PR
forget.
team on that?
Yeah,
Can we get a PR team
Yeah,
to
well,
help him out?
I would have been the PR team if I was interviewing
Kinda
him.
fucked them
I was
up.
saying, so you're saying don't forget Jesus.
Yes.
See, don't forget
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because it
That's how
sounds
they
like
say it.
for gay
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, it sounded like he's saying no for gay Jesus.
No, he's
Poor
not a
guy.
tall
Well,
guy,
people
is he?
were
How tall is he? He feels like he's like 5'8", 5'9".
No, he's probably. There's no gay Jesus. No,
Poor guy.
No. Yoel Romero had the flu for the last 4 days.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Malky, just
Malky,
don't ever
God damn
show
it.
that guy's
Don't
tweets.
ever get him up here.
That guy wanted to come on the podcast with John Jones, and he's like, "I'll say some crazy shit John won't say." I'm like, "What?
Who's
Who are
Malky?
you kidding?"
Why would we want you there?
Who's
What?
who is
Why
Malky?
would they want you to do that?
John's manager. Great guy though, by the way. Just fucking around. But the idea of like, what?
That's
Get
not
out of here,
good.
son. But he's like, you're going to talk for John? That's exactly what I don't want.
Yeah,
I want to
man.
know what's going on in his mind. But don't fucking Jesus.
Poor guy.
Because
even I thought it was
tortured.
that.
He got tortured
man.
online. Like people were mad at him. Like even like reputable like sports broadcasters were tweeting at how horrendous what he said was and terrible what he said was. I was fucking yelling at my computer. He said forget. He's
Those are the
saying
same
forget.
fucks that do the ranking, and they can't even get your shit straight.
No, I don't do.
I
Who
do the
does
rankings.
How does who
Might
the fuck
be
does the
an
rankings?
might be a.
People are saying that.
Journalists do the rankings.
I'm pretty sure, right? Some head journalists.
But do you have?
It'd make more sense.
Yeah, they asked Ryan Seacrest. Exactly. who does the rankings?
How weird is that?
Like, what are the people? Who are the people? The rankings aren't that horrible. I just think that when, someone like Uriah Hall knocks out Gegard Mousasi and he's below him on the rankings, that's fucking stupid.
Well, the UFC brass was like, we can't do the rankings because it's some bullshit. Because remember they were gonna do pay dictate based off your ranking. Remember that with
that
Reebok?
was horrible.
Then they're like, fuck, we can't do that because Billy's a huge fan of whoever. He's lost 7 in a row, and they want to rank him number 10.
Do you have any idea? Do you guys have any idea how much a veteran makes off a UFC off the Reebok?
Let's
thing?
not even talk about it because I'll start throwing up on my keyboard.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
the answer.
You know what?
It's not good.
Can I do a positive spin though? I hate on
Yes.
Reebok so much. Can I do a positive
Please do.
one? I dug the McGregor trunks, the green and gold trunks, and all those black and gold for the first time ever.
funny, I didn't even
For
notice.
the first time ever, I was like, "Those look good."
Well, they're responding to criticism and doing a good job of responding to criticism. I just think
Ooh, I disagree.
I think the real reality of this whole situation is that it could have all been handled better. I think everybody would agree to that. And I think the fighters are very disappointed at their lack of ability to be autonomous as far as like how much money they can make from sponsors. And like you're the perfect example. And I've used you as an example, and people said that you weren't telling the truth, and now we know that that's not correct. You
I
were
brought
telling
you
the truth.
my-
Yeah, you brought me your
Yes.
financials, and I brought them to the fucking top.
Yes.
And we had a nice conversation about it.
I know.
I think that it's an unfortunate reality that we're going to have to live with now. And what I would like to see out of this is, the argument against it was like people were having Condom Depot on their trunks and all that shit. I'm like, well,
Well,
how
come
about
on.
don't have Condom Depot?
Yes.
How about you have you make a very specific, like, listen, you can get all the sponsors you want, but you can't have anything that's going to be bad for the image of the UFC. This is what we think are bad. I don't know why condoms
Which
would
is
be
what
bad.
they did.
By the way, I don't know why condoms would be bad. Is it bad to not get AIDS?
Well,
Yeah,
I agree,
exactly.
but
What
the
about it? What if
UFC
it was,
did that?
what if it
Joe.
was Band-Aid Depot? Would that be okay?
Right.
But
You
the
know,
UFC
what if it's
did that.
Aspirin Depot? Was that
Exactly.
okay?
What if it was
The
penicillin?
UFC did that.
Penicillin
UFC,
Depot.
You had to submit your sponsors ahead of
Yes.
time, and they had to
Yes.
check them off. So you weren't
Yeah.
allowed any alcohol, tobacco, anything competing with the UFC.
But did it really diminish the entertainment value for anybody when someone was walking in with dynamic fastener on their shirt? Did he give a fuck at all?
No.
I never give a fuck.
No.
If Chris Weidman was walking to the octagon and he had Muscle Farm or fucking fill in the blank, fucking.
Well, where are all those logos now? They're on the mat. That's what buns.
Some
me
of
out.
them are.
Most
yeah,
of them
some
are.
of them
The
are,
mat
yeah.
looks like a NASCAR. The fighters are in black and white, unless you're a champ, looking like assholes, not getting paid. That's the only issue I have with it.
Well, there's definitely something to be said about that because none of that money is going towards the fighters.
None. And because the only thing that's changed, besides the fighters looking plain as fuck in black and white, is the mat looks like a fucking Toys R Us now.
Yeah, and I think there's a real option, a real possibility for fighters to get super involved in social media and put out a lot of videos and get people excited. Like, if you put out a lot of content, people respond and they love. Like, there's a lot of people that I
good.
follow. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I follow. Ross Training. You know Ross Training guy on Instagram? You know who he is? Like some pretty intense personal trainer dude. He's got all these great workout things that he does on Instagram. I follow that guy all the time. If he was a fighter and he had all these people following him all the time, or a lot of other guys that do these things, or girls who do these things too. There's a lot of people. Well, girls, they do it. They won't look at their asses.
Man,
Most
I
of them.
follow him, Joe.
I know you do. I like how shops to like shaking his head, gritting his ass.
You sound the way I talk when I'm talking about Ido Portal. Your voice just got deeper.
But I think that what it gives an opportunity for fighters to adjust, and the adjustment is to concentrate, or have someone that works for you concentrate on social media, put out a lot of content. I know Miles Jury does a lot of
That's
shit.
a bummer, though, man.
It is a bummer.
They shouldn't have to do it.
It would be better if they didn't.
There's so many fighters.
That's why if I'm Conor McGregor, you ready for this? If I'm Conor McGregor, I say I'm not doing shit till you give me $20 million a fight. That's how much power I think that kid has right now. He has the
Oh,
most
yeah.
power I've ever seen in a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He has a nation behind him. He could sell out 80,000.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you what kind of power he has behind him because I'm going to send these to Jamie, and we're going to watch what it was like at the MGM because I have videos of Irish people going fucking bonkers at a level that you've never seen in your entire life. We're talking about climbing on top of fucking casino tables, screaming, taking their shirts off. There's thousands of them.
When he was there
When
in
he
the
won.
room?
No, when he won.
Oh,
When he
my
won.
God.
He's
They
a bigger star than Lesnar now.
They stormed the fucking casino, and when they stormed the casino, nobody could do anything about it. Nobody could do anything about it. The security guards are all standing around. I'm going to show you some
We've
video. I'm
never
gonna send
seen
it
a
to you
star
right here.
like this. And for the first time, Connor's bigger than the UFC. He can go, I want this amount of money or I'm not doing shit
I agree.
for you.
And he's just backed up everything he said.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them these
Unbelievable.
to
I love it,
Jamie
man.
right now. You never seen nothing like this. Man. You never seen nothing like this.
Those Irish love him some fighting.
Jamie,
think
you
it all
got
started-
your phone on?
His tiger tattoo bums me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you.
What's that, James? Airdrop's not showing up. Airdrop is really wonky, man.
I need to get it on my computer here.
You need to get what on your computer? Airdrop? Don't you have a
I
phone?
need to turn it on so I can
Oh.
show them. I can't show
Oh
them.
yeah. Should I email it to you? Is that the better move?
That'd be fast.
Okay, let me email it to you. You wouldn't believe it. You're gonna look at this and you're gonna go, what?
God, the mob.
2 attachments maximum. All right, I'm just selling these.
Guess where I wouldn't be? At that casino.
Yeah,
Crowds make me nervous.
You
Unless
had to
you're
get out of
Irish.
there right away.
I get out of there. I don't fucking around.
Yeah, you had to get out of there right away.
I don't like
It
mobs.
was so
I
ridiculous.
get nervous.
Here, I'm gonna send you a couple other ones, Jamie. It's just so stupid. It was so crazy. It was.
Have you ever seen anything like that, Joe?
No.
I'm gonna pee out of my huge dick. I'll be right back.
Total new level of chaos, and really, it was amazing, man.
I tweeted right when he knocked him out. I said, well, ladies and gentlemen, there's your biggest star in UFC history.
How about arguably one of the biggest stars in the history of all combat sports? Because there's
100%.
never been anybody that has won a fight that has had casinos overrun, where literally the security guard, watch these videos, you're going to freak out. The security guards can't do shit. Dudes are jumping up on tables. They're taking their shirts off. They're singing all together. I mean, not just one or two, thousands and thousands of these
An
fucking
army.
guys. Did he come to you? Just now.
He's
I
a
mean,
special dude, man.
Yeah.
And the thing why I'm just drawn to Connor is because he's a good person. Like you see, as soon as he beat Aldo,
Yeah.
hugged him,
Yeah.
got on the mic, was like, he's a great champion.
They're
man.
hugging.
All
There's
respect
a picture
to
of them hugging in the back.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I saw it.
Yeah, it's very cool, man.
He's he's just a good person.
That'll all
So
change again if they schedule a rematch.
yeah.
He'll crank it right back up. Well, did you
100%.
see the picture that he put on Twitter?
Yes.
That's so rude. There's a picture of him. We don't tell it. Wait till Brian come back, because Brian will. How about we don't do it while Brian do it while Brian's gone, so
Yeah.
Brian doesn't declare that his next boyfriend.
So he doesn't jack off.
But there's a photo of Connor, and Connor's looking down, and the camera's like looking up at him. Says, "Wake up, Jose. It's all over."
God, dog. He can do what he wants, though.
Cold-blooded. That is cold.
But it's a marketing thing. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
It's brilliant.
Of course, but it's also real.
It's
a
real.
marketing
'Cause he
thing, but it's
called
real.
Where was that?
That's on his Twitter. It's cold-blooded.
It's cold.
It's as
He's a
cold-blooded.
motherfucker.
That's like that's cryotherapy blood.
It's so fucked up.
It's like fucking Pluto.
But that
cold.
picture resurfaced because he posted that weeks ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and then
Oh,
they just
okay.
reposted it.
Well, he reposted
Reposted
it.
it.
And
It's
said, "Wake
brilliant.
up,
It's
Jose.
brilliant.
It's all over." Fuck. Have you seen that
Did
photo?
you see
No,
the video
what?
of him calling it? Did you see that he tweeted that came out today? And he's on the bike in Venice going da 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 da. You seen that?
Ding,
No.
ding,
Oh,
ding,
my God.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. What are you looking for, Jamie?
Picture. I don't see it on his Twitter.
Just look it up.
I'm looking at
Google
his
it, you
Twitter right
fuck.
now. I'm looking right here. I still see
Yeah,
it.
him versus Frankie's a motherfucker.
Maybe it's on Instagram?
It wasn't there either.
No way, he took it down.
No way.
I didn't see it.
Did you look under media?
Yeah, just this picture of this Russian hammer time thing.
How long is that from ago? How long ago?
Day 11.
There's no way he took it down. Did he take it down?
Damn, he's using Square.
There's no tweets from today. Just one.
Was it an Instagram post?
Let's see.
So
Take
confident.
it down.
Did he take it down? Is that possible? No, I just found it, Jamie. It's right there. That's it. I Googled it in 3 seconds. How dare you?
How dare you,
Pull it up.
sir?
Pull it up. Google it. Okay, so this is... Let's just play this while we're waiting for you to get your shit together. Oh, damn. Look at this. That's the MGM.
Holy
That's the front. That's the front of the MGM.
Look at security. They can't do shit.
Now, show some of the other ones, because there's some other ones in the actual casino itself. That's in the lobby of the casino.
Nuts.
It's fucking madness. That's the same thing. The second series that I sent you. It is madness, man. Just absolutely
We haven't
madness.
seen anything like this. With this following, that
Yeah.
Irish, I mean, they just love fighting. It's in their blood. And then you have this the Muhammad Ali of Ireland now.
And then some, right?
Ireland was always at battle with itself. Ireland, because of the topography of Ireland, it would break up into what they called tuaths, like little clans, villages, and they would always fight with each other.
Listen, I don't want to hear a fucking history lesson, son.
Listen.
Look, here's the image. See if you can find it, okay?
Well, Ireland's
It
Ireland's never
says
had a star like this.
independent.co.uk. You can find it there. It's the whole thing. Wake up, Jose. It's all over.
They've never had a star like this.
Jose.
They've always wanted it. Even guys who, left on their shield would get knocked out, but came
Yeah.
back. They loved them. Like they
Yeah.
were stars. Now you have a legit fucking superstar.
A murderer, yeah. A guy who's murking people. I mean, to go through all that, the crazy UFC promo where they're meeting in the middle of the fucking strip and the fans behind them and the $1 million fucking production value of the commercial, the giant world tour, and then Aldo pulls out of the first fight, shows up for the second fight, and one fucking punch deads him. I mean, that is...
You can't write that
You
shit.
can't write that shit.
crazy.
That is a movie and a half. That is the greatest superstar that country has ever known in all combat sports. This is that's just the image. If you go to the actual website, it's right there, Jamie. Come on, man. I just showed you how to get it. I Googled it while I'm talking. This ain't hard to do.
You're not mad at that
How
picture,
dare you.
Brian.
No.
No, he loves it.
No, he's no Ido
underneath
Portal, but
says,
whatever.
It says right there underneath it.
By the way, Eve Edwards called me and left me a message. He goes, "Hey, dude, I heard something weird. Did you come out of the closet? Are you gay?" And then I got another call from Kieran, same thing, going, "Hey, dude, I heard you were gay." I was like, "Where are you hearing that I came out of the closet?"
You?
I
How
was
about
like,
you just got done for 20 minutes slobbering over Luke Rockhold's
Maybe it's
cock?
me. Maybe people are.
And Ito Portal.
You think people are, first of all, Ido Portal, don't make me say it
Whatever.
again. You
Ido
think people are reading into what
Portal.
I'm saying? You think
There
I
it is.
understand.
Wake up, Jose. It's all over.
Oh,
Go,
God.
back so you can see it all the way. Look at this.
Oh, no, that's mean.
Look at that fucking photo. That is
December
just,
1st.
that is just ridiculous.
Wow.
So that's an
Wow.
old photo that he reposted.
Yes.
Mm,
Because it came true.
Interesting. Wow. That's
That
fucked
tattoo
up.
tiger's just too real to be cool. You know what I'm saying? It looks like 3D.
Yeah, it's not a good placement.
It's just, especially when you got abs like that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Show the abs off.
I guess he doesn't give a fuck what he looks like, though.
You know what?
As far as
He
that
doesn't
goes,
have to.
he doesn't have to do
He's
whatever he wants.
Knocking bitches out,
Yeah,
making
he's-
money, telling the UFC what the fuck to do.
What is he gonna do when he retires? I mean, the amount of
Be awesome.
juice that's going, but the
Fucking
amount of
Be awesome.
juice and adrenaline and excitement that's going through his veins right now, just the fucking electricity right now.
He'll be a
Like,
promoter.
how
He'll
do
be a
you-
promoter.
How do you
not
ever
fun.
shut the fuck up? How do you ever match that?
It's all downhill from here.
God, but this is the
It's all downhill.
Well, he might go Leonard
Movies.
Skinner style and die in a small plane crash.
He might. I could see that.
I just don't. I don't know. Like a guy like this is like the level of fame.
Movies.
Look at that. Some guy got on top of the lion in the fucking MGM.
God, look at that
security.
Uh-oh. Get off the line, sir. That's where we draw the line.
They don't give a fuck. Did you see him in the streets beforehand? Did you hear about the Irish guys that were on their way to Vegas and they got kicked off the flight for fighting?
Yeah,
They didn't even make it to the
What?
fight.
Yeah, they didn't even make it to the fight.
Conor McGregor fans.
My buddy went to a soccer game in Ireland. They didn't get to the stadium. There were so many fights. It was nuts.
That's what they do, huh?
Yeah, they're fucking animals.
Conor
man.
McGregor could be like a big ass movie star or something.
Oh, yeah.
He says he's gotten offers, but he's not. He's
Oh,
not
that's
interested.
nice.
Yeah, he goes, I don't have time for that.
You know, what he's doing is smart, and what Rhonda did was not smart in that regard, that she got distracted and spread herself thin, took all that short money, you know, it's a lot of money, but took it all, whereas Connor's like, no thanks.
I don't think
making more
I don't
money.
think it
Yeah.
made a difference. I think Holly Holm is a different
I
fighter.
disagree.
I think she made a different fighter.
Well, it certainly made a difference, Brian. When you distract yourself, you are distracted.
Yeah.
That
I
makes a
understand.
difference.
I don't think that's
understand.
Rhonda's fault, though.
Holly
I
Holm-
think it's the people
what-
around
Holly
her.
Holm-
This is Brian standing up for distractions.
No, Holly Holm is a much higher level striker, and would have been regardless. I just don't think you can compete with somebody like that who's that far advanced as a striker.
Well, certainly not striking.
And she's stronger than Ronda. That's what it looked like to me.
She's strong as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, you know, she's definitely leaner, you know, and
bigger.
looks more muscular and bigger. And she's fought as high as 152 pounds.
Yeah. And Ronda, correct me if I'm wrong, is not a big double leg, single leg shooter. She's
Nope.
she's a judo person.
doesn't do
She's
them
got to
at
get her
all.
hips close to you. So when she has people who in her camp, like this guy Izzy or whoever it is, who can neutralize that judo, push her hips away, drop level when she gets close.
Well,
you know,
no drop in levels, man. Here's the big thing. They just avoided that left arm. Rhonda always ties up with that left arm.
Yep.
I mean, she does the same approach in almost all of her fights.
And it works on
Yeah.
these amateur girls.
And it's not, that's a good way of putting it. It's not to say that, like, she doesn't have other approaches, but that is the approach that she's most comfortable with and she goes to more often. And when it wasn't working, you know,
You fucked.
You
Yeah,
had
they
you had
fucked.
you had that camp game planning, and they've seen a lot. And I feel like they've game planned for very, very good fighters who are men, who are a lot more complex. And Ronda, for those guys, was probably much easier to game plan. And then they had Holly Holm, who's been striking with
what
Wimbledon
you just said
since
is
she was
really
15.
sexist, and I'm not talking to you anymore. Sexist for men.
Hey,
Listen,
man,
with-
come on,
It's like
man.
men,
You know
like
what I
me,
mean.
you know, men, like the kind of
Guys
guys I fuck.
Guys like me. Hey, you don't know that.
Well, I just heard you came out of the closet.
I that's what I heard from Eve.
See, I don't. Rhonda doing movies and those distractions. That's on her team. That's not on Rhonda.
Yes.
That's people going. You should do this. No, you're
Yes,
fine. You're so much
right.
better.
Well,
Than everyone.
she's
You
got,
can do this.
we know that she's got some shit advice coming her way. But what is
From a lot of people.
yes? What is her camp like? You've been close to her while she's training. What is her camp like?
You know, I'm not going to go into crazy detail. All I know is she works harder than anyone. So if she gets with the right people, she's going to be a lot better. If she gets with the right team that says, maybe don't do this movie right now. Maybe let's save this movie after you beat Holly. Maybe let's do this then.
Isn't
But
that
for
a problem now too? Because if she's prepping for the rematch, isn't she about to go do that Roadhouse
Roadhouse,
movie?
yeah.
And isn't it a problem that Roadhouse movie? Like, movies are hard to sell when you're a badass. When the world knows in your last fight you got flatlined.
I would suggest it wouldn't be surprising to me the way Hollywood works, there where they go. A lot of this movie was built on you being the baddest girl on the planet and undefeated. Don't be surprised if sometimes those kinds of movies fall through.
They downgrade her maybe a little
They
bit.
just don't happen.
I wonder what kind of contract is involved because she's got like big time movie agents. Like, I wonder if there's like built in protection against that shit. I would assume there is.
If I'm Dana White, I go, look at me. You're not doing any fucking movies. Your contract's with us. We're not giving you permission to do any of this. So anyone who says, yes, you can make a movie and still beat Holly, I fire right now.
Right.
Anyone who goes, you can do this and still be world champion is full of shit. It's just not true.
What do you think about her fighting Holly in July?
I don't know, man. What the fuck is she gonna do if she's filming Roadhouse while Holly's focused? Like you just talked to Holly the other day, right? What she want to do? Train.
She wants to go right back to the gym after the fight.
Yes.
She might have gone to her fucking hotel room and hit pads.
And Rhonda can't eat solid foods, and then she's gonna make a movie and then jump into camp in the same camp that has been telling her to do all this stuff.
you know,
And the same, it's tough, man. God bless her. Hopefully shit works out, but it's a motherfucker, man.
it is a motherfucker, right? If you wanted to get ready for a fight like that, you would want to go through a battery of physical tests, like as far as your brain goes, CAT scans, MRIs. Like, that was a fucking wallop she took. And when, I've had people on like Dr. Rhonda Patrick and Dr. Mark Gordon who talk about the damage to the pituitary gland and what happens when you get KO'd like that and how important rest is in recovery and how long it takes to recover from something like that. And then we saw the Anderson fight that we were just talking about, how Anderson used to take this tremendous punch, then he fought Weidman, and wasn't the same guy anymore. Like, to jump right back in like this.
Look at Mendez too. Mendez gets knocked out by Conor, gets right back in there. We've never seen him get dropped so easily.
Not just drop, flatline with one punch.
Flatline, man.
Yeah. I mean, he came back.
And Frankie's not Frankie's a motherfucker, man. He throws combos and he's very active and he stays. He's more of a barrage of punches and combo puncher. But Frankie's not a knockout artist by any means.
But there's also the factor of
Came back too
kind
soon.
of getting.
Yeah.
I would imagine any fighter who gets in the ring and realizes that they are that's a riddle that's very hard to solve right now. I would imagine for Ronda, as great as she is and as athletic as she is, there's no doubt that Holly Holm looked like she was just far advanced in how to dispatch somebody with kicks, and she was disguising her kicks, punching and stuff like that. I would imagine there's an emotional factor, which is, can I even do this? Can I solve this riddle in 6 months? That's not a lot of time to catch up to somebody who's that good.
Also, to let all the dust settle as far as like the devastation to your emotions, your confidence.
Yes.
Or, Ronda's a very special kind of pit bull. Is she chomping at the bit to get back in there? I mean, is she like
she's a special
fired
person,
up and ready
man.
to go?
She's a special person. And I don't think there's a middle ground. Either I think she's going to come back and just be a fucking demon, or we're going to see a shell and she's just going to get fucking kicked in the face again and we never see her again.
I don't want to see that.
I don't think
But
there's
here's
a
the
middle
thing,
ground.
even if she comes back in fucking phenomenal shape and gets fired up and motivated and does everything the right way and no distractions, Holly might still murk her.
I agree. Still don't have the skills to stand there with and move and have good footwork and all
if she
that.
can't take Holly down.
She's
and
fucked.
And not only that, what if Holly's game plan is even different this time? What if she Muay Thais the fuck out of those legs? Because let me tell you something about Holly Holm. That girl's got legs like a thoroughbred. You ever see her bouncing around the
Yes,
octagon
son.
and doing
Yes.
those flips?
Flips? Well,
She's got Brian
who would you rather
Callen
have
legs.
game plan for you? Greg Jackson right now, or the latter over in Glendale? You know what I'm saying? You got six months, son.
Wow.
You got 6 months of the
Wow.
mad scientist Greg Jackson going, this is what we did this time, this is what we're going to do this time.
And Mike Winklejohn.
And Izzy.
And Izzy.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, and now she has confidence.
Oh, and John Jones in her camp, and they train together. on
I
a
know what
daily
I do.
basis,
I'd
yeah.
fake an injury. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I
But
want her to do
Misha
that.
wants to fight her. Misha thinks she's
Misha's
that
going to
good.
get. Misha's going to get.
Misha's not gonna.
It's going to get. She's going to get eaten up by Holly Holm.
Well,
all due respect.
with
Misha
all
has
due
the best
respect,
body in women's
Misha
MMA.
is not going to fight that way. She's not going to charge after
It's a
her like
different
that.
animal.
It's a different
It's
animal.
a good fight.
It's
I
a-
don't know who wins that.
It's a good fight. Misha's got a different style of takedowns. She'll shoot for doubles. If she gets the clinch, she'll vary her approach. She's got Ricky Lundell working with her, who's also an excellent
Phenomenal coach.
grappling coach.
Phenomenal.
She's got some good things going for her. And then, what you're dealing with also is when you see a fighter get into the octagon, you don't know what kind of injuries they've had. You don't know what they're dealing with in training camp that they're trying to overcome. Like when Luke Rockhold said after the fight that he had staph infection, like I talked to Bob Cook about it. Bob Cook, right when I go, congratulations, he goes, he almost fucking pulled out of the fight. I go, what? He goes, yeah, he's had really bad staph. He's been on antibiotics for 2 weeks. I go, are you fucking kidding me?
Crazy.
So you never know. Now, when Holly fought Raquel Pennington, she did not look very good. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't think that was a good fight to have right now. She had a split decision victory over Raquel Pennington. I mean, Raquel almost beat her. She came within a hair of beating her.
Let me ask you this, Joe, with these, I want to say, more well-rounded athletes, whenever we see a fighter who charges, like it's almost no skill just to rush forward. They get fucked up by the better fighter.
Yeah.
See Aldo, fucked up. Ronda, fucked up.
Yeah.
We see these people, they fight so emotional, they come straight forward, and then you see the more talented fighter like, what the fuck? Bink!
Yeah, you can't do that.
Can't do that at
Ronda
that
was way
level.
more successful than Aldo at it, and
She's fighting lesser competition, so it worked.
Yeah, well, Holly's a fucking for women. Holly is very high level,
And it didn't
as high
work.
level as it was. No, not only didn't work, but she ate a lot of shots before that one that took her
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
Which
Look at that.
that's what I'm saying. You
See
get
that-
these superior athletes who, it's like, you're going to rush forward and do what?
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck you up.
Right.
Ronda does have a fucking phenomenal chin. If you look, I don't. Hopefully, still, but you look at the shots that she took. That fucking elbow, that one elbow, that clean as she's coming after her, she blasts her in the jaw
Really
with
the
an
first
elbow.
time we ever seen her get hit.
by a really good striker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that we were discussing before the fight of like what you got to watch out for Holly. when we're doing the pre-fight breakdown. I was like, she's so good at shielding her kicks with punches. You don't see them coming. She's hitting you at the end of these punches, and then the kick's already coming. You know, when you watch her RFA fight, was it RFA she fought in? You watch all her other MMA fights in smaller organizations. Those kicks come out of nowhere, man. You know, and she knows when to land them. You know, she doesn't show them until she's ready to land them, and then blam.
Did you see her parade in Albuquerque?
20,000 people.
No. Really?
20,000 people
Wow.
came out to see her in Albuquerque. She told me she's happy to be in Vegas because at least it's relaxed. Because she can't go anywhere in Albuquerque. She said she tries to go to a restaurant to have a meal. There's a line of people at her table that want to take photos with her. They won't let her put food in her mouth.
That's exhausting. That's
rude.
managing championship, managing the attention.
First of all, those people are fucking rude.
Yeah.
Don't mess with someone when they're eating.
That is weird.
You later. Well, this is my first time. I can't believe I'm seeing you, Holly. I don't care about your steak. What about me? What about? Oh, you think you're too good for me?
Well, you deal with it. You deal with that in a crazy way.
Oh, I don't deal with it like she deals with it. Not like that. 70 people waiting in line.
You deal with some shit, though.
deal with some
Even
shit,
when we were
bro.
at EBI, I was like, good Lord, man. Are we ever going to get in here?
Yeah.
It gets a little weird, but it doesn't get. So it's also different because I'm a man.
Yeah.
Like there's not a bunch of people looking to rape me.
Right.
You know,
Good luck raping Holly Holmes. She didn't kick you right in the dick.
Right in the dick.
Go ahead and try and rape her.
She'll pancake that dick of yours
There's a couple girls you don't want to try and rape.
and scream,
Yeah.
hey, and do that. Hey, hike.
Hike.
That's
Right
how
to your
that's how I'm
dick.
hitting mitts now. I make
you?
Holly Holm do it. The people are like, is that Holly Holm? No, it's Brian Callen. Holy shit, he's got the same
They
legs.
can tell the difference when they hear the impact. Too.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got crisp strikes.
I've seen you kick the bag, and it was very sad.
That's not true. That's not true because I wasn't opening up. If I open up,
When
I open up, dude,
Master Kim?
Well,
and when I do this,
my
Master
next
Kim?
studio is going to have a full like gym set up, and I'll let you kick the bag. We'll videotape
it's
it.
going to be scary. You're going to let me
No, I'm going to
videotape?
record it. You're going to kick, and then you're going to kick.
He's not
right.
going to do that.
And we're going to have the fan
Yeah, I am.
vote on.
I
He
kick-
definitely won't do that.
I kick very hard.
That'll make you sad.
I kick very hard. They
think-
call me
How hard
Brian. My nickname when I fought, and I'm
you
not
don't
being
have
a
a
dick.
nickname.
Listen,
You
I
don't
say,
have a
dude, they
nickname.
call me Brian
Stop.
Luke Rockhold Callen.
Stop.
They call me Brian Luke Rockhold
You know what?
Callen.
You know on stage?
Well, they do that now.
Bro,
Oh, is that Brian Luke Rockhold Callen?
when we do the live shows, everyone goes, let's see you kick.
Oh God.
Do a kick.
And
And I'm like, God damn it.
my wheel kick is sick.
What I need to do is get you some of these barbell jeans so you can throw
Dude,
kicks with tight
I'm
pants.
obsessed
on.
with those.
There you are.
Please.
This is the shit, man.
I
Apparently,
asked
Diesel makes them too. Look at
Ooh, Diesel,
I asked you.
Diesel
I
are
need
good.
some. I have a beautiful backside.
Contact them. Get a hold of them. I'm sure they follow you.
All right.
Get a hold of them, you lazy fuck.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
And these
or
chairs.
you could always just order them. It's
Let's
not
get
like you're
these
poor.
chairs and let's get some barbell
We need
jeans.
these chairs.
Ergo Depot. Go to
Let me-
Ergo
let-
Depot.
let me see what
These
you're
are
working
called
with.
Capisco. The jeans?
Stand up. Let me see how tight they are on you.
They're not.
They're tight.
No,
You
they're
got
not.
a dick
Here's
on you,
the thing.
though.
I do have a heart.
Rogan
But here's
has a
the thing.
dick. I know he
Look at
does.
this.
That's not bad.
Dude, they're like sweatpants.
Look
like,
at that.
Look at this.
Bro, you're basically wearing joggers.
Dude, you're like
Look at
Anderson
this. They're
Silva with
joggers.
those knees.
There's like no.
They're joggers
there's
with jeans.
no binding.
You're ridiculously flexible. You really are.
he is.
It's
I'm
so
pretty flexible.
stupid. At
Do you show
48.
off in yoga?
No,
Yeah.
just do yoga. There's girls in my class that are 100 times more flexible than me. This is one Indian chick in my yoga class that does that bow pose where she gets
yeah.
her foot literally up in the air,
Yeah.
like way above her head.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
When it gets crazy like that, I just sit there like this.
Dude, you get competitive?
I don't get
I
competitive.
ain't
I
even
don't want to
getting
blow
butt.
my asshole out, so I just sit there. I'm just like, no, ain't for
So
the big
how
guy.
often you been doing this yoga?
3 times a week.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I love
Oh, it's so good for your body,
I
right?
love it, man.
Do you feel like your body, like your back's loosening up and your
Loosen
neck
up.
and everything? Yeah.
For me, it's more of a mental thing.
It's
I just feel great after I do it.
me too. More compassionate, relaxed,
'Cause I'm bored,
friendly.
man. I'm bored. You know, I don't want to say I'm bored with jiu-jitsu, but it's all the same to me. You know, like I'm going with the same guy, so I wasn't feeling like very
Why don't you
motivated.
move around? Go to a different gym
True,
every now and then.
true,
Are
but-
you going gi or all no gi?
Just depends. I'll do both. A lot of no-gi, but I'll do both. Just
Have you
depends.
thought about doing jiu-jitsu competitions? Do you
I don't
think,
know
like-
when I'd find the time to put the proper training into it.
Right. And is it because of doing the podcast, or are you
Everything.
about to have a kid?
Everything.
A lot going on. right?
Podcasts, shows,
Yeah.
everything, man.
Takes a
I
lot.
hear
It
ya.
takes a lot of time. He does
It
all the
does.
merchandising and everything.
And I wouldn't want to do myself a disservice by showing up half-assed. Like I would never do that. So unless
Right.
I can be 100%, there's no way I'd sign up for one.
What if like Metamoris came at you, or one of those other organizations that's doing like EBI?
If
they
EBI,
came at you?
I would help. You know, if Eddie approached me and we talked about it as the right timing, I would do it. I don't know if I'd do Metamoris again, just because personal issues.
Yeah.
But with Eddie, I would if
Like some super fight type
yeah,
deal.
I love Eddie. If he said, "Hey, I want you to do a super fight here," and it was the right time, I'd do it.
Would you fight me?
Would you fight Cyborg again? Now, when I say Cyborg, for folks listening, we're not talking about Christina. Is it
Yeah,
Christina Cyborg,
Yeah.
Christina.
the female
Santos?
Cyborg? Yeah. Well, it used to be Santos and
Yes.
Justino, I think it is.
I think you're right.
She's Invicta Women's 145-pound champion. We're talking about
Ricardo
Abreu,
Yes.
who's also known as Cyborg. Not to be confused with Cyborg Evangelista.
He's also the #1 grappler in the world.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, he's very high. I mean, is there a #1 guy?
He was #1 because he beat Bushesha last year, I think, in Abu Dhabi. So technically he was.
He's a
he won
beast.
absolute.
He's a fucking monster.
He's a beast.
He's a
monster.
fucking monster. And his tornado guard. God damn it, man! You watch that
a
guy.
motherfucker.
He's
He's amazing.
movements.
He's amazing.
And his strength and conditioning videos are also super inspirational.
He's
Like
a
all the
freak,
crazy
man.
shit that he
Yeah.
does. That guy's a beast.
I'm a fan, man.
And you know what else I like about him? He's like a crazy world traveler. He goes all around the world. Like goes on like travels to see the world. And
Really?
I follow him on Instagram. He's really cool.
Yeah.
Like he's
Good
like
dude.
talking about wanderlust. Like he loves like going. He was in South Africa. He goes to Africa. He goes all these different places. Like every couple months, his Instagram is him in some new country, like having a good time, doing jujitsu. Like he did.
Does he post pictures of his girl on Instagram?
I don't know.
Her ass, you could sit this fucking coconut.
Really?
He walked by, I was like, God damn. You might have got the
sure.
shop shut down, but you win, my man. Your girl is ridiculous.
He's a big, handsome
So
guy.
is yours, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
So
Yours
both
is
you guys
ridiculous.
shut him down there too. It's a double shop shutdown. Sorry,
double
he's
shop
like, yeah, but look
shutdown.
at that. Oh shit, neutralized.
Damn, neutralized, son. Check out this LAS, son.
Shapow.
Shapow.
That would be fascinating, though, to see you guys under that rule set, too. That EBI rule set is dope. I love the fucking... What we're talking about, Eddie Bravo put together this invitational tournament that Brendan and I went to yesterday, and Joey Diaz, and it was fucking sensational.
Best I've ever seen. I
So
texted
good.
Eddie this morning. I said, bro, I've been in a lot of jiu-jitsu competitions. I've been in, high-level one myself. I've never seen anything like that.
Well,
From start to begin, you're like, oh, shit.
This is what's great about it. It cuts out all of the... Like, there's no one's going to be in danger. It's going to be, like a total stalemate. Even if it's a total stalemate, which some of them were, at the end of 10 minutes... You go into positions. Like, you remember in wrestling how you'd start off behind someone? Well, in this, Eddie will start you off. You have a choice of one or two options. Either you could take spiderweb. Spiderweb means someone's defending the arm bar, but you have both legs locked on them on the ground. They're on their back flat. You're inside control with one arm hooked, and you're holding onto the leg. That's how you're allowed to start. Ready, set, go.
Wow.
And you start from there. Or the other position is you take the back, both hooks in, over under. Not under the chin, but over under like this. They're allowed to hold on. They're defending. They hold on to your hand. Ready, set, go. And then it's a battle for there. So everyone's in fucking danger.
Yeah.
Everyone's in danger.
It's
Everyone
very similar
gets in
to college
danger.
football overtime.
Yeah.
Where they both you're both in a dangerous position, whoever scores first, and then the cool thing is whoever got out fastest at the end actually won. So if there's no submission.
So if there's no submission, so they'll do like 3 rounds of it. Is it 3 rounds?
3 rounds, back and forth.
One you go,
You
he
get
goes,
advantage,
you go,
he gets
goes,
advantage.
you go, or
Right.
whoever taps the person first gets it.
Yes.
But if you go and you tap him, he has an opportunity to tap you next.
Because he gets position.
Just like college football.
Yes,
Wow.
it's incredible. It's
Wow.
so good. So we're at the Orpheum. It's sold out. There's thousands of people. They're fucking jujitsu fans, and they're going crazy. We had so much fun.
Wow.
It was so
good.
good.
Good for
amazing.
Eddie Bravo. by
Eddie
the
Bravo's
way.
killing it. He's fucking killing it. Eddie Bravo's got 50 fucking schools. Okay, I think more now. I'm saying 50. That's the last count I know of. I think he opened up a couple more of them all across the country. He's got affiliates in other countries.
How about the next show?
Yeah, the next show's in Mexico City,
son.
Amazing.
$50,000 grand prize.
He's
in
gonna be-
Mexico
he's gonna be
City.
a mogul.
for grappling. 50 grand.
It's
It was-
about
it was such a good production,
It's
though.
about doing what you do really well and focusing just on that. Look what happens.
Loving it. And he's got the best personality ever.
Yeah,
he's
he's
just
the
such a
greatest.
character.
He's the
It's
greatest.
just, and he's
funny,
joking around while he's like refereeing. He's saying funny things while he's refereeing, but not trying.
Right.
Like something happened, and he jokes around about it. It was great,
It was
man.
dope. It was a cool
great.
venue, man.
We enjoyed the fuck out of
Hell
it.
yeah.
It's just so nice to see someone figure out a way to make grappling really exciting.
I was planning to leave early. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I was like, what lie can I?
I get a
tell
little
Joe to get
depressed.
out of here? you know, because usually jiu-jitsu takes forever and it's like kind of boring.
Yeah.
That shit was thrilling, son.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to miss it for the world. In fact, I flew in from Vegas. I got up at 5 in the morning. I went from Vegas. I took the airplane to L.A., drove to Disneyland, hung out with my family till 4 o'clock, got in my car, drove to Eddie's thing, went from 5 to 8:30 at Eddie's
It's
thing.
fucking nuts, man. You know how I think on the Whitney Cummings podcast you said you look at Kevin Hart and he makes you feel lazy, so you want to work harder? Yeah, I think you mentioned something like that. Like you look at Kevin Hart. That's how that's what you do for me. Like I was talking about it with someone the other day. I was
You're talking to me about it.
I said, I'm like, dude, what the
On the
fuck?
podcast.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm still in my fighter kind of mindset where it's like, okay, Monday through Friday you do work, Saturday you take off, Sunday you take completely off, and then reset on Monday, and then Wednesday's light days. So I'm kind of used to that, but there's none of that in this world I'm in now.
Not when we're doing that web series.
Nuts.
Not when we're coming up with ideas.
But all this, man,
Yeah.
like, and then I text you, I'm like, dude, you're fucking nuts. I can't believe you do that. And you text me, you said, I don't waste time.
There's not enough time.
I screenshot that. You were
Yeah.
like, I don't fucking waste time. Like, he's fucking right.
It was like when somebody wanted your number who was, and you were like, you know what? I don't have time for people like that. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, well, that dude's just, I enjoy a lot of things, and what I've found that the best way to live my life for me. I'm not saying other people. Some people really love their life to sit around and fuck off. When I sit around and fuck off, I don't like me. I like to get things done. But the things that I do, they're recreational. They're all fun. Like Disneyland was fun as fuck with my kids. Eddie Bravo Invitational was fun as fuck. The UFC was fun as fuck. My sold out show at the Ka Theater where they do the Cirque du Soleil at MGM.
Damn.
With Joey Diaz and Jim Norton Friday night. Fun as fuck.
Is fun as fuck too.
Those are jobs, right? But those are fun things.
Yeah.
And training is fun. Stand-up comedy couldn't be any funner. The only real work is like, got to discipline myself to sometimes work out when I don't want to, write when I don't want to. This is how I feel. It's harder for me to not do what I'm supposed to do than it is for me to do what I'm supposed to do. Because if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, then I deal with regret and doubt. I've done it before. I've done it a lot of my life. I've felt those feelings. I don't like it. So what I do is I just don't do that. I just say, well, what is the difference? If I don't do it, then I'm going to have to feel like I didn't do it and feel like a loser. So get after it, bitch.
Well, I think it's good just for people to hear it, to know your schedule, because you're at where you're at, you know what I'm saying, because of your work ethic. So for me, like, if I look at someone, it's like, God, how'd they get there? Fuck, man, the schedule is insane.
It's very rare that someone is successful that doesn't have a crazy schedule.
Yes.
And if they are, they're not going to appreciate it. They're going to, but it's all like, what is where you're at? Like, is where you're at where you want to be? Like, are you enjoying it? Because what I'm happy about the most is that I enjoy what I do. So when I'm doing, like, if I was working as a CEO of some fucking corporation or something like that, and I was putting all these crazy hours, like the same kind of hours I put in now, the same kind of effort, I'd probably be a miserable, drunk, pill-popping psychopath who's just looking to escape and go bang hookers or something. I'd be looking for some sort of a release.
You're
You
your own
need
boss.
to know why you're doing it. Like, I think you got to get back to the why. Sometimes when you lose motivation, you've got to go back to the why. What are you really trying to
Right.
do? It's like with stand-up. I was thinking about this weekend a lot. And you get to a point in stand-up, and this is making a lot of people laugh for an hour is not really. A lot of people can do that. Are you growing? Are you writing new stuff? Are you being thematic? Are you surprising yourself? Are you coming up with a whole new angle, a new idea? Or are you falling back on your old tricks? Even if it's a variation on that theme. And that challenge never goes away.
Yeah, there's that feeling when you don't do a new joke because you're scared of it, it's not going so well, so you go back to some old stuff that works, and it gets a laugh,
like
and it
that
kills, but you feel hollow.
You feel dead inside.
Man,
Yeah,
you feel
exactly.
hollow. Well, you can't fake yourself.
No.
You can't trick yourself.
No.
The guys who can are monsters. Ugh. Terrible.
I
mean,
can't
monsters
do it.
in the worst way.
I feel unauthentic. And also, when you do stand-up, you have people coming back to see you 3 times or whatever. You owe it to them. I can't come back with the same bag of tricks. And it's really hard to write new material. It's really hard to have a new hour and be thematic after a year. It's really, really difficult. But part of me dies when I go back sometimes in my to Old Faithful just to get that laugh. It's not satisfying.
But you also have to be entertaining. One of the things I said, I talked to Jim Jeffries about this. I'm like, when you do, not Jim Jeffries, Jim Gaffigan. I like, when you do a new special, do you abandon all your own material? He goes, yeah, a lot of it, but he goes, it's important for me to do new stuff, but it's also important for me to do well. It's like the people pay a lot of money to come see me. I have to make sure the show is really good.
And sometimes I get people shout out, they like some of the old stuff. They want to see the old songs. So you'll give it to them and stuff. But
Jeffrey says, or excuse me, Gaffigan, I keep doing that. Gaffigan has that with that Hot Pockets thing. Like, it's almost like you can't do stand-up without doing that Hot Pocket.
People want to see it.
Yeah, and sometimes Louis C.K. They'll yell out the bag of dicks. You had that bag of dicks joke.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, man, you miss some of those old beats and those old songs, you know, but I think if you're not constantly a little bit uncomfortable, this is going to sound weird, but I was thinking about this. I go and spar with Chris Van Eerden. He doesn't beat me up. He doesn't hit me. I mean, he'll hit me, but I say, just don't break my jaw. Please don't hit me in the nose. But I'm nervous. I'm always nervous. I don't want to go spar. I don't want to do it. I'm nervous. And we move around and we'll go 4 rounds. I'm exhausted. I look like shit. I get hit. I don't feel good. But when I do that and I feel uncomfortable and I sit in my car and I'm all sweaty and I did a bad job, but I overcame that fear on a Saturday and I went and did it anyway. Something happens where I get more creative, where I just start writing. I don't know what it is, but it opens up a different channel.
It's brain trauma.
Maybe.
It's also a lack of regret because you don't have the regret that you didn't.
Like a pussy
you didn't shy away from something that was challenging to you. Instead, you embraced it, and then you got excited to the fact that you did it. Yeah, I did it.
Yes.
And being excited about things also is like creative fuel.
I think it's so important to do that.
I tell you what, I'm not finding that physically. I get it mentally from all the shows and our merchandise and doing all this and the podcast. But as far as physically,
Ido Portal, take his class. Take Ido Portal.
But you're getting it a little bit out of. I just realized that's a Fighter and the Kid T-shirt, the Metallica shirt.
Yeah, you're
that's
not mad at that.
That's our West Coast.
I can't wait for Scrooge McDuck. There will be a Scrooge McDuck Fighter and the Kid shirt. I will be wearing it on this podcast. It will be limited edition because Warner Brothers will find out about it, and it will be a problem.
Yes,
but
I'm gonna release it on the darkness.
He's gonna have to sell it only with Bitcoin, so nobody can get money out of it. Sue, I didn't get any money for those. Yeah. We're out of here.
I gotta run.
4:30.
Come see me at the Atlanta Improv this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I heard it's a great room.
It's a great room. I
love Atlanta.
Love it.
I'm doing the Tabernacle there in January, I think. Sold out. Sorry.
You do theaters?
Fire and the Kid Live.
You know how I do.
Fire and the Kid Live. Go to tfatk.com.
How are we doing? We got Seattle. How are we doing? Seattle, Portland.
We Seattle, Portland, Vegas, San Diego. Everyone else sold out.
Fighterandthekidlive.com. Is that what it is?
Nope, it's just tfatk.com.
Atlanta Improv this weekend.
TFATK, and I'm at the Bob Carr Theater in Orlando on Friday night. All right. See you later, you fucks.
See you later, you fuck.